But before we get into all things reality TV, do not forget that Viall Files Plus is ad-free. So all your favorite Viall Files episodes are available now ad-free. Plus, you get some great bonus content, obviously, with all the drama going on in reality TV. We certainly don't have time to dissect every little detail, but we do that in Pop Extras. So if you can't get enough of discourse around Summer House, Beyond the Villa, the Valley, also, like, we didn't even get, we'll talk about, obviously, the Valley this week. What is going on? I thought Ben, who was here last week of Watch What Crappened, he was like, you know what, I'm not really sure if I'm like Danny. I'm not sure about Danny. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Then one episode
and
later.
then I watched this episode. I'm like, what the fuck? Like the way I don't know. Maybe it's TV. Maybe it's editing. I don't know. But the way Luke and Danny act like childcare is something that's foreign to them, or it's like not their main responsibility, or like they're giving like 1980s dad.
Yeah.
And it's really bizarre. I don't know. We'll get into it more on Thursday's episode of Reality Recap, but the Valley's heating up. I'm excited about it. Anyways, we also get into all of this on Viall Files Plus. We are getting into the weeds on Viall Files Plus. You also have your Pop Extra and your update special, all your favorite updates from your favorite Ask Nick callers, all available on Viall Files Plus. So just go to viallfiles.com to sign up. You will be glad that you did. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I'm your host, Nick, joined by my lovely wife, amazing mother of my daughters, soon-to-be daughters.
Daughter.
I can't talk. It's Monday morning, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Mother's Day for all the mothers out there. I hope it was wonderful and joyous and special and unique. I hope it was for you, my wife. She got a bag.
You got a bag?
I
What
did.
kind of
I got
bag?
a calamine.
Well, now he's looking it up. I just want to give a thank you to my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and this is like really just a shout out to all the ladies out there. If you want to make, I think a key to our relationship, one of the many keys, is that Natalie makes it easy for me to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we got engaged, it was like leading up to engagement, she made it very clear what she was looking for in a ring. And enough time that allowed me to do my thing, and it still felt special for her because like we didn't go ring shopping together. We didn't pick it out together.
But she's she's providing you with the tools.
She's providing me
I'm
with the
providing
tools.
with shape and color.
Yeah.
you
all
know?
the necessary details. When we got married, when for the engagement party, she told me what she wanted. She gave me the beats so I could be successful. She also has a wish list for gifts. My love language is not gifts. It's just not. I feel nothing from receiving them. I enjoy making my wife happy, but it is a painful experience inside my body. But she knows this, and she makes it easy for me because her love language is, in fact, gifts.
You're so kind.
It brightens her day.
Yeah.
Now, if you are one of these people who makes your husband successful by giving them successful notes, let them be successful. I am in New York for the Vulture event, and I had a little bit of free time. And I had said list, and Mother's Day was coming up, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use my free time during this day to shop for my wife.
Exactly. Smart cookie right there.
We also share each other's locations because, not because we don't, we're keeping an eye on each other, but sometimes we just need to.
It's cute to see.
We have a kid together. It's just nice to know that we're
Yeah.
safe.
If I'm dead on a ditch, he needs to know what ditch.
Yeah,
We
you
need
need
to
to
know.
know which highway it's off.
We need to know.
Exactly.
And so I also got a haircut, not the haircut you're looking at right now if you're watching. I buzzed that last night, but I got a little trim for the Vulture event because I thought, I was doing plus and the hair was getting out of control.
And I am going to interrupt here because I feel like now this story needs to come from my POV.
Yes.
Okay. So from my POV, I am sitting at home with River and I'm like, okay, he's like, I look at my wish list and I'm like, I know he's probably going to go off this. And it's a Cal Meyer bag, which is like kind of a random brand. I'm like, do they even have any stores? Like, I wonder. And I found, they have 2 stores in New York. One Upper East Side, one like very downtown Soho-y. And Nick was staying in Meatpacking. So I'm like, I don't really want to like have to ask him to like, get on a train. I don't know how much time he has. Like that feels like a lot, you know? So I didn't say anything. And then I texted him, like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm getting a haircut. And I was like, oh, okay, cute. And I like check his location, see where he's getting a haircut.
Mm-hmm. What borough?
Oh, he's literally on the street, Orchard Street, that the store was on. And I'm like, oh my God, he's literally across the street from this store. Like, so I call him like, hey, do you happen to be on Orchard Street? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, there's this store. It's called Kalmeyer. I don't know. Like, I think it's across the street from where you're getting your haircut. Like, if you look at the wish list, there's a blue bag that's on there from this store. And he's like, Natalie, I don't need your help. And I'm like, got it.
By the way, Nick, this is where you say, no, my phone was stolen. I'm trying to find it. I don't know how I'm answering your call right now, actually.
I'm literally sitting outside of said store because the person working at the store took a bit of a lunch break. They put a note, said I'll be back in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
You've heard the phrase, you lead a horse to water?
Yeah.
You don't need to force feed.
Yeah, when the face is already at the trough,
yeah,
it's
just
fine.
let him drink the water.
Yeah.
You've done your part. You've done enough.
I thought it just was serendipitous that he happened to have been getting a haircut on the same street as the store.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, don't move because this could be where you
That's
get
hilarious.
the gift.
Nick, that's when you should have been like, store's closed down. Google Maps doing its thing again. I don't know. That sucks for you. And then you show up with the bag.
Yeah.
Why do moms need to be overachievers? Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, we are.
Mm-hmm.
We really
You're
are.
always going to do the work. Do you guys, as a mother of a cat, do you guys want to hear about
Yeah.
So my Mother's Day goes like this. So Saturday night I go out with one of my besties and we go out, get a little drunk. Not super, super drunk, but drunk enough that I was feeling silly goofy. I end up going home. It's fine. I had eaten a bit of ice cream before I had gone to bed and I was a bit sleepy and drunk. Maybe I did not put away the ice cream. I closed the lid.
You gave your kid ice cream?
Nope, I did not give it to him. I closed the lid. I fell asleep at like 2:30
Just
in
like
the morning.
not to interrupt, but then it's like melted and then you can't eat it again.
Well, again, it wasn't like
Cats do
I
drink
intentionally
milk.
had. It wasn't intentional on my part.
Okay.
I was a little bit tipsy.
you weren't
I had
thinking of like
finished some ice
future me
cream.
might want another bite of this.
No.
So I'll put it back in the freeze.
There was no future
Okay.
me in my
Okay.
brain. It was only I'm gonna go to sleep right now.
Okay.
So I go to sleep, and then I am awoken at about 6:45 a.m. by my cat George Michael jumping on my chest and then going to the corner of my bed where there is a jacket and throwing up on said jacket. And I was like, ew. And then it smells disgusting in my room. I look around, he's had diarrhea. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? This is not normal George Michael behavior. And so then I get on the phone, I call my mom, and I had sent her flowers and a 12-pack of Diet Coke for Mother's Day. And she was like, I got it. I can't believe you're up so early. And I was like, yeah, happy Mother's Day. I love you. I think I have to take George Michael to urgent care because he might have gotten into some ice cream. And so then I take him to urgent care. And then they were like, he's fine, but you have to pay us like $300
I was going to say
now.
pet
Yeah.
urgent care is...
Yeah, so
That's thing.
PCA babes.
I lost $300 and my entire morning because I had to stay there for 4 hours because there were pets that were actually having an emergency on Mother's Day. And then I was like, this is what it is to be a mother.
I
Sometimes
texted you Happy Mother's Day.
Justin also, I'm at urgent care. I get a text from Justin that says, Happy Mother's Day. You are such a great pet parent to George Michael. As I'm like, fuck, I'm the worst. But I do think that is what is.
well, at least you took
like
him
being
to
a
the
mother.
vet.
I did, and he was fine.
Well, speaking of desserts, River, while Nick was gone, I obviously slept with River. She slept in my bed, our bed. And she wakes up at the ass crack of dawn and she's like, Mom, I want a snack. And I'm like, okay, what do you want, a pouch or something? And she's like, no, I want a snack. And I'm like, all right, go get a granola bar and bring it back here and I'll open it up for you. She's like, okay. Hops off the bed, goes out the room, shuts the door behind her, of course. She shuts doors behind her. She's very respectful like that.
That's really cool.
And so I'm like kind of waiting. I'm like kind of taking her a minute. Like, wonder what she's doing. So I'm like, let me sneak out there and spy on her, you know?
Yeah.
So I go out there very quietly, tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. The pantry cabinet doors are open. So I know obviously she's
Rummaging.
she got her snack.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere to be found. I'm like, oh my God. Literally nowhere. I'm like, is she in her room? I go back into her room, not in her room. I look in her closet, not in her closet. I'm like, okay, actually, like, where the fuck is she? This is kind of crazy.
Does she disappear often?
Yeah, sometimes she does
Okay.
like to hide.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, she's got to be hiding from me, right? So then I'm like really listening. I'm like looking behind things, and then I start to hear some smacking, and I'm like, okay, I'll follow the smacking. So I go, So I go around. She's behind the curtain. Okay. So I peek behind the curtain. She's got a bag of cookies. And she is like looking out the window, just like shoving the cookies in her mouth.
Wait, that's really cute, actually.
And I go, River. And she ducks. She like ducks behind the curtain to like hide herself. And I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing. Granted, she had left the box of cookies in the pantry and just took the bag out. Just took the bag out.
Honestly,
She's
smart.
genius.
Yeah,
No, she's smart.
She's smart.
So then I'm like, I go around and I'm like, what are you doing behind there? And when she realized I wasn't mad, we started laughing. And I was like, how many cookies did you eat? She's like, 2.
She ate more than 2.
She ate more than 2. But
She
I did
doesn't know
ask
how
her
to
several
count.
times throughout the day.
Yeah.
Stuck to her story.
She stuck to her story.
2.
She kept with 2. But so funny.
Is she good at counting?
She goes 1,
No.
2, 4, 9.
No,
1, 2, 6, 9.
9, 4.
Yeah.
Oh, so she probably ate 6.
1, 2, 6, 9, 4.
Yeah.
She's consistent with 1, 2, 6, 9, 4.
You know how like kids are obsessed with 6, 7? She's obsessed with 6, 9. And she says it all
The
the
artist,
time.
or
Cool.
She'll pick up her little
Just the
phone and she's
numbers.
like, 6, 9, 6, 9.
Cool.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys this story. I was flying when I flew with River to the lake. I was also with my dad, and we were running a little late. And he doesn't have TSA pre-check, and River, I do, because we're fancy like that. And so we got separated, and we were boarding. And I got on the phone, and I'm like, Dad, where the fuck are you? You know? And River, I'm holding her. And then she gets on her fake phone. And by phone, she just like mimics being on a phone. And we're in the airport. And she's like, fuck, 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 screaming the F word. And I'm like, oh my God, please stop. So the first, so
River is?
yeah.
And she heard that from who?
Me.
Yeah.
Because I was literally on the phone. I'm like, where the fuck are you? And then she immediately goes like this with like her hand. And she's like, fuck, 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 screaming fuck in the middle of the airport. And everyone's like looking at me. And I'm like, please stop, please stop. Anyway, so I have to like start watching my very dirty potty mouth.
She's getting to that age.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
So-
going to start repeating things.
No, she is.
Mm.
She's past that. She is doing that.
And it is crazy that they always they don't know that the curse words are bad, but then those
She had no
are the
idea.
ones that they're going to latch on to.
Thank
because
God
they
she
just,
hasn't said that recently
Yeah.
since then.
Yeah.
So we have a wild and wacky episode lined up for you today. Rosie from Real Housewives of Rhode Island is with us. Super excited to talk with her. Obviously, another great episode has launched. These women are giving. It's wonderful. Really excited to get to know and talk to Rosie about her joining the Housewives cast. Obviously, the drama that's going on and unfolding before our eyes on the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. So super excited to talk with Rosie. But before we get to Rosie, there is so much to unpack over the weekend. The summer house scandal does not die. We have Sierra in the comments accusing Jenn Fessler of sleeping with Wes Wilson. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. I met Jenn Fessler at the Vulture party.
Man.
I also met KJ. I met Mia. I met Dara.
Great.
Many of the cast of Summer House joined in support of Kyle DJing. I got to watch Kyle DJ. I finally met Kyle in person.
How was that?
He's a very good DJ.
What was it? What was your favorite tracks he was spinning?
I don't know. I was
Okay.
just, I was,
He
it was
didn't
all
play
vibes.
Madonna.
It was all vibes. He didn't play Madonna, unfortunately. I
Okay,
didn't
that's
put in
actually
requests.
messed up.
There was a clip of Andy, like when I guess him and Kathy are like accepting an award or something, and he turns to Kyle and says something, and everyone's like, "Why are you yelling at Kyle? Like he's been through enough already." And Andy was like, "I was
Okay.
requesting a Madonna song."
The way,
Also, Kyle's not a baby.
yeah, the way that Kyle is getting this ultra sympathy is wackadoo. It is. I mean, again, I've really enjoyed getting to know him. I, can't speak for the way he has spoken to his soon-to-be ex-wife, but I've enjoyed getting to know him, and I think there is more behind the surface than we get to see on TV. That being said, it was.
I'm giggling that Natalie said some award as if Andy didn't get the Master of Culture award.
Oh, Master of Culture.
Master
Master
Award.
of Culture
Put
Award.
some respect on his name.
Wait.
My bad.
Vulture gave Andy the Master of Culture Award?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I did. All I saw was him
No,
holding something
totally.
and then turning and being like, people
To
are like,
Kathy.
"Stop
Well, it was just
yelling."
really fascinating because I met Jenn Fessler, and she was lovely and very nice and very sweet.
One of
and,
my favorites,
and
by the
very
way.
affectionate
Mm-hmm.
and not in a And it was just kind of fascinating because at this said, I believe it was the Vulture event red carpet in which Margaret, who I also met, and Jenn Fessler were doing press together.
Yes.
And obviously, like every Bravo celebrity doing press right now is being asked about the Summer House scandal or whatever you want to talk about.
Jenn Fessler was asked by Page Six about the Summer House scandal that night and said this about West. West is the cutest, sweetest golden retriever puppy dog. He does not mean any harm. He didn't mean it. He's just trying to have a good time. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. Give him a break.
She did start with, I love Sierra.
Yeah.
I love Sierra. She was like, I met her on this, I don't know. She said she did acknowledge Sierra in her response.
Yeah.
Apparently, Sierra sat behind Jenn Fessler on the way back from BravoCon. I only know this because Jen told me.
Oh, he's got tea.
But yeah, she led with something nice, and apparently this did not land with Sierra.
Here's the thing. This all went down on Threads because apparently that's where we are as a society now.
Sure.
Is that things are going down on Threads. So basically the thread.
Someone quoted what she said.
Someone quoted what she said on Threads.
Yeah.
And it just had the West is the cutest, sweetest golden retriever puppy dog thing. And then Sierra went on Threads and responded with,
I am shocked that she is on Threads scrolling.
we're all scrolling at the end of the day.
On Threads?
Sometimes
Never.
Twitter's a cesspool
I refuse
now.
to download
Never.
that every single time I click on it thinking it's a post and it's like download Threads.
And I'm
Nope.
like,
I'm not-
Me too.
I'm really
Regardless.
not you.
Nope.
I'm still in the
can't.
trenches of Twitter with the rest of the smoker section of the world, but Threads is obviously providing some enjoyment to me now with this drama.
When Sierra jumped into Threads, she shook the world.
She said LOL because they slept
The
together
Threads team
too.
at Facebook was lighting up, being like,
Boom!
"Hey, we got some activity. We're
This
popping."
is-
Yeah.
Mhm. This is what was the big thing on Twitter that bumped Twitter? This is what that is for Threads. Anyway, so Jenn Fessler denied that she slept with Wes, saying it's flattering that anyone would think someone who slept with Sierra Miller would be interested in sleeping with me. In all seriousness, and why I can't help but be a little flattered, it's not nice, nor is it okay, to post something categorically untrue and defamatory on social media, regardless of whatever rumors or apparent evidence led you to that conclusion. That is the definition of libel. If it were true, I would have no recourse. Because it's a lie, this can get more complicated. Having said that, I hope we can rectify this. It's enough now.
I mean, isn't her husband like a lawyer?
Yes,
She is married with a child.
Corporate practice group at law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
he has a
Okay.
legal background.
Okay, so her husband's sitting there being like, babe,
She can't say that. If
she
you-
can't say that, babe.
Also, Sierra left a couple comments before Jen responded on Threads.
No, she was. Yeah,
It
which
wasn't one. There was a couple more. She was she's basically poking fun and alluding to, yes, this is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone said like, "Oh, I thought she was married," and Sierra responded with like, "Yeah, I thought so too," or
Something
he's
like
got
that.
a type or something
No,
along those
I
lines.
hate
Yeah.
to be the voice.
She posted this
of-
little gymnastics girl doing
I
a.
hate to be
was
the voice of
angry.
reason
Oh.
here, but like, and I know we're all deeply in support of Sierra. We are happy of the success that she is experiencing right now. We literally cannot keep up with the opportunities and great moments Sierra is experiencing
She
right now.
will
We
be.
woke up this morning knowing that Sierra is now co-hosting After Sun with Hello Teffy, who also saw the Culture event, which we're
Yeah.
super excited and wonderful.
Iconic.
Iconic opportunity
For Love
Um,
Island, if anyone doesn't
for
know
Love
what that is.
Island.
Maybe
So
I'll
much
watch After
amazing
Sun.
things going on, and it's just like, listen, am I the only one who like it has to say like it doesn't matter if this rumor is true,
I know.
and it's just more like, and I also want to say, like, I empathize with Sierra because listen, if you are in Sierra's position and you are trying to get over someone and someone hurt you and broke you, there's nothing more difficult trying to get over someone than that. Okay, first of all, one, they didn't pick you. Fine, that hurts. Now they're dating your friend. That hurts even more, right in your face. It's in your circle. And then on top of it, the most difficult thing for anyone to move on is when the person, because you're feeling that pain, right? You feel that pain. You've met and again, that pain is based off of like all these things of feeling silly or like thinking about all the promises you made. And I know Wes and Sierra never technically dated, but there was clearly a bond that they shared. They had a lot of conversations. And when that ends, that is painful to experience. And when you see the other side, West Wilson, seemingly, because like everywhere we go, like TMZ, every day, every hour on the hour, it's like monitoring the situation of Wes Wilson, like roaming New York or the world. And anytime he is remotely close to a female, someone's taking a picture, selling it to TMZ,
The wedding
Yeah.
stuff.
whatever.
Crazy.
They're doing with West Wilson what they should have done with Don Draper.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the point is that West is giving the appearance of unbothered.
Mm-hmm.
whether he is suffering behind the scenes or not, and I doubt he is suffering all that much, but he is giving the appearance of unbothered, and that hurts. When the person that broke you is demonstrating indifference, there's that part of you that wants the world to know this is not like this isn't a good guy, you know? Like, and the idea that, you know, and so it makes sense. It makes sense that when Jenn Fessler is out there, be like, you know what? I love him. He's a golden retriever. Don't hate on him. I imagine that is upsetting. It would be upsetting to me. We've all been Sierra in that position where you just want everyone to fucking hate this person because this person hurt you at your core. And it's just like, and I totally get it. But like, it's what she's doing now is like, it's his unbotheredness that is so upsetting to Sierra that I get why it's triggering. But at this point, like, it doesn't even matter if it's true. Like, now we're getting into the weeds of true or not. Like, why are you bringing another family into this? I don't know what Jenn Fessler and her husband's situation is. Maybe she fucked him. Maybe they had a gangbang. Maybe they had a threesome. I don't fucking know.
Crazy.
Maybe it's true. Maybe it's untrue. There's this video going around of Jenn and Wes seemingly drunk, eating pizza, looking very close and very flirty. Jenn told us that her husband took that video.
That changes the layer of the dynamic.
I don't know. Maybe
sure.
who really knows? But the point is, it's just like at this point, why? Like, we're reaching. You're reaching the like you won, Sierra. It's over. You won. Everyone knows that
she's still winning. Yeah.
You won. And at this point, like again, I don't think anyone like. This is not going to hurt Sierra, but at some point, it's going to get to the point where it's just like, you got to move forward. And again, let's just count through all the amazing successes that she's Met Gala. She is in a Old Navy commercial. And it's not just like some teeth whitening campaign. This is like an amazing Old Navy commercial that like usually is reserved for like, again, A-list stars. You know, I know Rob's on it, and he's got a big moment. He's sharing. It's incredible. She's also on Dancing with the Stars. She's now the host of After Sun. She's only to get more opportunities as she should, and we're so happy for her. Just like let it go. And
I
it's just
honestly feel like she didn't need to say anything. Like I am sure that hearing Jen's comments was like super fucking annoying.
So
You're like
annoying.
you're like. You know,
You're like, shut the hell up.
yeah, you're like, he's not, you know, he didn't hurt anyone really.
Yeah,
you know, he didn't mean it. Like,
it was probably
really,
like he fucked. Yeah, and you probably fucked him
nobody,
too.
Nobody who listened to that interview or read that quote was like,
you've changed
you
my
are
opinion.
right,
Yeah.
Jenn Fessler. Like, I'm gonna stop hating on West. Like, we didn't need to know that they allegedly may or may not, probably did not have sex. Like, we didn't need to know that. We didn't need to have Sierra join the chat. We all were like, Jenn, shake my head, rolling my eyes. Like, no, absolutely not. You're silly.
Yeah, it's just.
It's Jenn Fessler, too. Like, I screamed out loud when I saw that because like Jenn Fessler is the one that's never been problematic, that we all love. And she's like, presents to be this like healthy wife and mother on New Jersey. Like, she was the normalizing person on Jersey.
And again, like, I don't know, maybe whatever they did or didn't do, like, and not to be all like not to be the adult in the room or whatever, but like Jenn does have a family. She has kids, and like other people, like maybe Jenn signed up for this whole drama and how this Bravo world works, where you just like spread tea about each other. But like, I don't know, like Jen's not even on New Jersey Housewives anymore. Like she's doing her thing. Like, why
she might be now?
True.
I just like it. There is like, listen, under any other circumstance, I'm confident saying that Sierra would not have shared that information, right? Like she just wouldn't. Like if this situation wasn't going on, and usually when we make decisions like that, where in any other circumstance we wouldn't do something, as time passes. Like, listen, if someone that I cared about, a friend, my daughters as they get older and they start dating, you know, if they were hurt in the way Sierra was hurt by someone, and I was, you know, wanted to be there for them. And they were seemingly moving on, and then they went to the comments like Sierra did. Yeah, I would reach out to my daughter or my friend and say, listen, I get it. They fucking suck. I understand it's painful, but like, hey, like this is not, you're gonna, whenever Sierra heals from this pain, you know, and that's okay that she hasn't, because like people will heal on their own time. Fuck, it took me way, you know, when I was going through shit like this, it took me much longer than it should. So like there's no judgment there. But I would reach out to that friend and just say, listen, this is not, you're not helping yourself. And when you heal, whenever Sierra is truly over it, when she looks at West and just sees him for who he is and the feelings are gone, there is just no world in which she won't wish she didn't do that. She just won't. And I think we always have to remember, because right now it's like stan culture, and now everyone, all the fans, all the Bravo fans are like, oh, I'm loving Ciara and her like burn it to the ground era. It's like, it's giving like, like I just want to watch the world burn because the hurt people. She's hurting right now, but it's like it doesn't serve you in the long run, and it brings you down to that person's level. And now you have fans being like, oh, I love this. And I think it's just really important to remember that whether your friends will always show up for your pain more than they show up for your success. It's just easier. And it's not a rip on your friends. It's just like, listen, when you have something good going on in your life, your friends want to hear about it. But there's always a limit. There's like, okay, congrats. You know what? Good for you. Like, there's a point where you want to be humble and, but when you're hurting, your friends, like, there's no comparison. There's no like, hey, I'm really happy for you, but do I have that going on in my life and things like that? And your fans are the same way. They're always going to show up for your pain more than in their success. They're projecting their own bullshit onto you. They're living through Ciara because like someone who wronged them wasn't held accounted for the way West was held accounted for. But they don't have Ciara's best interest in mind. And they're just egging her on and egging her on. And it's just like, I know it's fun for all of us. I know we're like following the story, but at some point, like it's just not good for her heart, And I just, I wish she would, enjoy these successes and move on, because I feel like, and again, she will move on at her own pace, but in the meantime, before she is ready, I just wish she wouldn't go back to that toxicity that kept her in that space for so long, because she's still giving so much of her energy to West Wilson, which is the thing that we all do when we're going through this. And it's just like in between all these amazing successes that she is having, she is like not allowing herself to enjoy these successes because she is still worried about what Jenn Fessler has to say about who gives, no offense to Jenn Fessler, we love Jenn Fessler, but who gives a shit if she's tight with West Wilson, Like,
yeah, and I don't disagree with anything you guys are saying. I do think it's unfortunate that Jenn Fessler and her family and whatever are getting pulled into Summer House stuff, no matter how good the tea is, because I do think it's important for me, especially sometimes. I get very excited by the drama, and I do have to remember these are real people and not just characters on my TV screen. Yeah. So in that sense...
And that's a reminder for everybody.
That's a reminder for everyone. Hey, these girls are real, okay? Yeah. Watch it. But yeah, I think to play maybe devil's advocate for Ciara.
He doesn't need one.
You say she doesn't need one?
I said he doesn't need one.
Oh, he doesn't need the devil. The devil doesn't need an advocate.
But please
anyway,
advocate.
But I'll advocate for him on behalf of Ciara Miller. So I just think that sometimes when you're in that space where you're going through all of these emotions with whatever relationship you are that's ending, I also think Ciara is in a space where she can't necessarily move on quite yet as much as she wants to because of the way Summer House is airing, because of the news cycle. She's also been caught up in like all of the stuff of everyone supporting her. And in this way, like, you can do no wrong. You should fucking burn it to the ground. Like, that's the narrative that's behind her. And so she has this in her brain. And also, like, it's fun to feel that way. It's fun to be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to go on Threads. Who knows what she was doing? Maybe she was a little tipsy. Maybe she's out with her. It's her healing process. Maybe she's out with her girl. She sees this. Here's my impression. Ciara, maybe like 2 drinks in on Threads, sees this Jenn Fessler thing and is like, are you fucking kidding me? LOL. They hooked up. So that's it. That's probably all that went through her mind. And then she was like, oh shit. Whatever.
No,
and it's just like,
doubling
I'm not
and
going to
tripling
care.
down.
She did double and triple down.
She did double and triple down.
Yes,
she did double and triple down, but she double triple down in the way that it's like, whatever, fuck it. I'm going to stand by my
story. She needs a friend
story.
to take the phone away. And again, I totally get it.
But
like,
sometimes your friend doesn't take the phone away and you just have to like,
well, that's
go
kind of
for
my
it
point. And you're
down.
right. It is so much harder for Ciara than the average person to get over this because like her friend group is the fucking world right now. It is the internet. Everyone just egging her on and supporting her and be like, burn it to the ground, Ciara, burn it all down. But like again, like those friends do not have her best interest in mind. Just like the friends who, again, while they are your friends, when you're down bad and you're talking to your friend group and you're going through something, your friends are going to project their own bad experiences on you. And again, it's not because they don't care about you. It's not because they're not your friend. It's that we all do that shit. And again, it's so much easier to just want your friend to live in that space because when we are down bad and when our friends are showing up for our misery,
It
we
feels
get that.
awesome.
It feels awesome. We're the center of attention.
Yeah.
We are being validated and supported, and that gets addicting, and it's hard. And again, like when I was on The Bachelorette, like, the 2-time fucking runner-up, and I'm just like trying to get over these people. Meanwhile, I have to watch these people get engaged and be supported, and I didn't have many people. I didn't have like many people supporting me like Sierra has at the time. But it's really hard. You want people to validate you. You want people to know, like, no. Like, I got wronged, and like, here's my side of the story. And again, like, I totally get it. And it's so much harder for someone in Sierra's shoes than the average person, because the world is egging her on. And it's just like, my hope, and again, just like if it was I don't know Sierra that well, I had the pleasure of meeting her. She's a lovely person. But like, if it was someone who was in my circle, I would just be like, I get it. I totally get it. They fucking suck. I get it. I've been there. But like, you're the host of After Sun. You're on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
You are like, God only knows how many more opportunities are coming your way, and you deserve all of this. So let's focus on that and stop giving this guy your attention and your energy, because like, until she stops doing that, she's still in that relationship. And that's and honestly, when it comes to moving on from a relationship, that is the hardest hurdle to get over, because like, that's the last thing that you have to leave is the memory of that person, those things, and that, and it just, and I'm sure Wes made her feel crazy, like she's watching this season back, and like, and I'm sure it's very validating to be like, see, I had reasons to be emotionally invested in this man. He gave me all these verifiable reasons to trust him, and he didn't. And like, when she hears someone like Jenn Fessler be like, he's a golden retriever, I love him, she's
like, shut the fuck up,
I get why
Jen.
that's triggering, but
Yeah.
like, let's not like destroy, like, again, like,
I wonder what you guys think about this. Do you ever, when you are being that friend that's like supportive of your friend when they're going through shit, do you ever find yourself just like encouraging them for the sake of the plot because you wouldn't do that? Or no?
I'm sure I've been that person. Like, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, to Nick's point, yeah, it's like, this should have been a text in the group chat.
Yeah.
Like, this should have been a send to Paige and Hannah and whoever else is in that group chat, and been like, bitches, y'all know he slept with her. That and right now, like Nick said, the entire internet feels like her group chat. She feels like she has everyone that she's just
sometimes it just
gossiping
needs to stay on close friends.
It needed to stay on close friends.
Yeah.
And I've been
it needed
there,
to
like,
be in the group chat.
in this show, like, I've been there. I have said things about people feeling validated because I knew I had the internet on my side. And then you say it, and then the dust settles, and months go by, and then you find out what you said affected someone else, and you're over it. You're over whatever it was that triggered you, and you always feel bad. You're always like, I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to. And there's no doubt that at some point in the future, because I assume that Sierra is a human being and a good person and has empathy, that she will no doubt feel like, I didn't need to do that.
We're also talking about Jenn Fessler, who came on Jersey Housewives and was like, my husband had an affair on me. They split for a year and a half, got back together, back married. She like talked about all of this on Jersey Housewives. So like, why wouldn't she just say, yeah, we slept together. My husband knew. Like, we're talking about someone who clearly doesn't care.
Is open about her relationship with her husband,
the stuff
and her life.
that she's going through, the stuff that the type of relationship her and her husband have. She's open about it. She talks about it. So if it were true,
she would probably
just say it.
Yeah, I mean, to the Sierra thing, that's interesting to me is that, like, I think sometimes you have to make those mistakes to you know what I mean? Like, I don't know every bit of drama Sierra's gotten herself into, but I think sometimes that you kind of have to maybe be like, okay, I went too far. Let me pull back. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what Sierra did, we've all done on some version, maybe not to this scale, but the scale doesn't really matter. It's just.
Sometimes you get a little too hot and you're like,
I will say it is strange that West posted
the meme.
Posted on his Instagram story. Everyone's like, he's defending Jenn Fessler more than he defended Amanda.
Literally.
Also, I will say on top of that, the one thing I took away from the Sierra situation, and I don't prescribe to the potential truth of Jenn sleeping with Wes, is that there's also the Lisa Milan interview that's resurfacing. She's from Dubai Housewives. where she said, she was like, yeah, Wes was being very flirty and I had to tell him multiple times that I'm married. So what's coming from this, what I took from Sierra is that there's a pattern with West of going after or being flirty with married women.
What I think, and Nick and I talked about this over the weekend, was like, even when we interviewed West, he's a very touchy,
He is, yeah.
flirty, and we watch it on Summer House. We see it in the TMZ pictures of him at this wedding kissing someone's forehead. Like
Every
this
photo
is
of a girl, he looks like it's
very
his wife.
affectionate man. He is
Yeah.
very touchy. And what it sounds and what I feel, I don't feel like West, and maybe he did. I could be like very much wrong. And Lisa could come out and be like, babes, no, this is what he said to me. But I feel like maybe he was very touchy with her and she was like, babes, I'm married with 3 children.
Yeah.
You know?
I do think that sometimes, maybe I read this a bit differently as like a queer women who like women are very affectionate. You can tell when someone's just naturally a very affectionate, touchy person and when they're like trying to flirt with you.
I mean, that's a gray
Maybe
area. I don't
women.
know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Like,
don't know.
also, when I have the pleasure of meeting housewives, and the housewives that I meet that are like late 50s or, you know, a little older, they are very nice and affectionate, and they're very
Mhm.
complimentary of me. And I don't
Well, yeah,
think in
'cause
a way that
you're
like,
like a
oh, I'm not like, oh, they want to
cutie.
fuck.
They're
They're-
just being fun.
They're being fun. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, you handsome young man. Like, they talk
Exactly.
to me like I'm a child,
yeah.
you know, even though I'm 45, you know, and it's like,
it's
not
nice
like,
for both of you. It's
yeah.
a mutually beneficial
And
relationship.
and Jen was very
Yeah.
lovely, very affectionate. At no point I didn't reach out to Nell and be like, I think like
Yeah.
it was not like that. But again, if you're the internet and you're filming this, it was like, oh, they look really friendly and fun, and there's an affectionate. And I'm not. No one ever describes me to maybe counter your point as an affectionate. I'm a prickly cat.
Yeah.
But when I feel comfortable, just like any cat, you know, I'm sure George Michael gets affectionate with you.
Yeah,
you know?
he does.
So I have my moments, you know, but like that doesn't necessarily mean just because I'm being affectionate with this person, I'm not normally affectionate with like a person.
Yeah.
That means anything more than just like we have mutual friends. Jenn Fessler and I have a very close mutual friend, so there was a bond there. So
Sometimes
we were
George
talking
Michael
about
is nice
that.
to people just because he wants food.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
good
and then Vanita, we love her, queen, yada yada yada.
I love Anita.
But like again, like what is Jenn Fessler supposed to do? Not respond? Not defend her? Again, true or not? Like, you know, this is her. You brought her family into this.
Yeah.
What do you expect her to do? She probably didn't need the whole like liable like that kind of came
But
across.
again, I think if her husband is a lawyer, she's probably like,
He's gonna be
Yeah.
like threatening her with a lawsuit.
Like,
She'll shut the
babes.
fuck up.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then
Sierra responded to the lawyer, like her saying that I would sue.
Lisa
Which-
Barlow,
Barlow.
I'm shaking. I'm
which
physically
is
shaking.
which was
is
objectively
awesome.
hilarious. Objectively
Yeah,
It was
hilarious.
hilarious.
Like
Yeah.
they're like the thing about Sierra is like she's being funny with it, so it's hard for me to be mad.
Well, I'm not mad. I don't care. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
no.
bothering me. It's just more like I just don't like. Again, thinking big picture, taking myself out of stan culture, where it's just like you can
Yeah,
do
these
no
are real
wrong because
people.
everyone like you're a queen and blah 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 blah. And like it's just stan culture. It does not look out for you. They don't have your best interest in mind. They just want to watch the world burn because inside, you know, like it's very dangerous to let a bunch of unhappy people dictate your decision tree. And the internet is full of miserable fucking people, and the people who are most supportive of your misery are also people who are deeply unhappy with their own lives. That's just a fact.
Can I give you guys my thesis on why these things happen on the internet? It's basically, I think that serotonin, obviously you get serotonin and dopamine from stuff happening online. The biggest schadenfreude is like when you watch someone fall and it feels awesome. So it's like to watch people get clowned on the internet or their lives ruined is like objectively going to make your nervous system feel great, which is
Yeah.
really dark and fucked
So
up. But
dark.
like, it's why we like horror movies. It's like why
Sure.
we like all of this. And with the internet, it's separated from you. It's not people you don't know. You can pretend it's not real. And so it's like, I mean, this is a very dramatic version of what's happening with like the Jenn Fessler stuff. But it's like with Wes and Sierra, it's like Sierra is you in that moment and you want to watch the world burn because to you it's not real. But then it's real people's lives. So maybe, I don't know, chill the fuck out.
But I assume Sierra, outside of all this drama, like all of us, just wants to have peace and
Yeah.
wants to find her person and wants to find like happiness and peace. And this isn't going to get you that, you know? And I know it's fun and I know it's a little messy and I know there are a lot of people egging you on, but I just like, again, you will times at some point, she's going to be like, I shouldn't have done that. And people might be like, shut the fuck up, Nick, and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just like, because I know Sierra's a good person and good people will feel bad when you realize when your pain is gone and you don't need to like have other people feel your pain. You're gonna like take an inventory and account for like, the collateral damage of your pain.
Yeah.
And we've all been there.
Yeah.
And it's just, she has so many amazing things going on, and well deserved. Just
don't distract from your slays, girl.
Don't distract.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. This Mental Health Awareness Month therapy just got even more affordable. Listen up, everybody. BetterHelp is now accepting insurance in many states with average copays around $23. They were already helping alleviate some of those pain points about jumping into therapy, and now they're doing it even more. Listen, we know that life can get you down. It can be tough, stressful. There's money problems, relationship problems. Everyone's got problems, and sometimes it's great to just get it off your chest by talking to a mental health professional. And BetterHelp is helping people jump into therapy like never before. And now that they are taking insurance, it's even more affordable for so many more people. I know that it can be, again, an obstacle to jump into therapy. What I love about BetterHelp is that they are working with over 30,000 mental health professionals, therapists across this country. So it helps ensure that you're going to find a therapist that's right for you. You can switch for free anytime you need, as many times as you want, until you land on a therapist that is right for you, which really, really matters when it comes to therapy. It's incredibly convenient. All you need is a device to connect, and you will start your therapy journey in no time. You can literally do it on your ride home from work. You don't even have to share a screen to talk to a therapist. You can do it on a lunch break. You can do it wherever you want, however you want to do it. It's entirely designed by your comfortability. All you have to do to get started is go to BetterHelp.com, answer a few questions about the type of therapy you are looking for, and they will connect you with a mental health professional in no time at all. So what are you waiting for? Your mental health is waiting to be relieved. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is in network with major health plans like United Healthcare, Cigna, Aetna, and more, with average copays around $23 for eligible members. Fill out the questionnaire and check your coverage today at BetterHelp.com/VIALL. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/VIALL. Average copay is based on eligible members. Actual cost and coverage may vary by plan.
As my body continues to change constantly, I am always trying to find pieces, reach for pieces that I know last a lifetime and I know look good on me regardless. And those are always pieces from Quince. Quince makes it easy to refresh your everyday. This spring, with pieces that feel as good as they look, they use premium materials like 100% European linen, organic cotton, and ultra soft denim. Their lightweight linen pants, dresses, and tops start at $30 and are effortless, breathable, and easy to wear on repeat. Quince's linen pants are some of my absolute go-tos. No matter the season, it's just like they always look good. And it's because everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middlemen, so you're paying for quality and craftsmanship, not brand markup. They also don't just have clothes. They have so many other things. They have baby clothes. They have home decor. I love their European linen blackout curtains. I love their duvets. Everything that Quince is doing is just so, so good. So refresh your everyday with luxury you'll actually use. Head to quince.com/VIALL for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns, now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/VIALL for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/VIALL.
As a sports fan, as someone who's a cooking enthusiast, I also have dabbled into some art, and I have learned that I can connect with people in those communities on Reddit. Obviously, as a big Packer fan, I like to talk to other Packer fans on Reddit and give my opinions about who we like on the team, who we don't like on the team, who we want to trade for, and things like that. So whatever your passions are, you can find the community for you on Reddit. Reddit fits into your day however you need it. Sometimes it's for researching a product, sometimes it's for advice, and sometimes it's for entertainment. What makes it different is its authenticity. No influencers, no trying to sell me something, just real people sharing real experiences. No matter what you're dealing with, relationships, money, work, or big life decisions, there's always people who have been through it and are willing to help. And it's never just one opinion. It's a conversation, different perspectives, thoughtful questions, and honest debate that can help you maybe sometimes see things more clearly. So if you are looking to connect with people in your community with shared passions and interests, you can find it on Reddit. Download the Reddit app and get answers or information on your favorite topics. Download the Reddit app today.
We also have some text messages being released through
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, PK and Dorit.
I was going to say, Nick was quoting Dorit, quoting Erica, and saying that your friends support you at your worst.
Period.
From this reunion.
Honestly, Dorit was the biggest eye roll of this entire reunion. And even more
I was
so
such a
in the
Dorit
third
fan
part.
last year. She's lost me. She's completely lost.
She's
me.
lost me too. She is in the sauce, and I am
Guys,
not
when
liking the way it tastes.
When she apologized to Sutton and then Sutton goes, okay. And she goes, you bought that? I was like, what? What? So that was not a genuine apology?
When she was like, I did apologize. Andy was like, when? She's like, when I acknowledged.
When I acknowledged and I said that I was sorry. It's like, okay, so you're saying it now.
Mhm.
But you're also acknowledging it. You're
But
not
I also
saying
don't
you're
think she
sorry.
actually said I'm sorry.
She
in
did.
there.
No, she never
No.
did.
She threw it in there.
Yeah.
But I do like she's spending what is it like
So
$60,000 a month on clothes?
So basically, PK alleged in new court filings that Dorit spent approximately 80% of her available funds for her personal expenses, which included her clothing and travel, totaling in excess of $1 million from December 2024 through March 31st. PK claims that Dorit spent $995,270 on quote wardrobe-related expenses, including about $69,000 in charges from Louis Vuitton, another $69,000 from Chanel, $38,000 from Hermes, and $22,000 from Saint Honoré between October 30th and January 6th, 2025, per the filing.
Nuts. Absolutely.
I just couldn't imagine a
I
world
can't
if all of a
imagine
sudden
having that
Natalie
much
just started
money.
like spending at this limit, and no matter what I said and no matter what I was like, yo, can we just slow down? She just kept going and going.
And then also
going.
she's
And then,
calling you an alcoholic and a bad father.
yes, and like and like gaslighting me, and it's that would be a terrifying situation.
I will say, when I saw this stuff come out, my first thought was like, we've known for a while that there was like some kind of financial, I guess instability is the right word, but Dorit specifically, because her whole thing like seasons ago was to wear brand on brand on brand. And then there was 2 seasons where it was like neutrals, like no brands, just like simple stuff. And people called it out. Like I want to say Garcelle and Sutton called it out. And like now there's this season where it's Kyle saying, I think the words were erratic or
Yeah.
like your spending was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it checks out. I'm not surprised, but also like it's coming from
Why do you
PK's
think
side.
she went neutrals for 2 seasons?
I mean,
Yeah.
she said that she was the real Dorit and she was trying to like find it was post burglary too, so I think there was probably some mental aspects to it.
Mm.
But like
The neutrals is a really good question, though, because just because you go from name brand to not name brand doth not mean you go from color to neutral.
no, but what I'm saying though is, because it can be expensive too. But I'm saying though is we've known that there's been some kind of financial narrative that is behind the cameras, but also this is coming from PK's side, and that's where like my thought is like this could also be not the full picture.
Mm.
Who knows? All I'm saying is justice for Kyle.
Richards, not Cook.
Yeah, for Kyle Richards. But like, and I think we've said as much. I mean, Sierra, household member Sierra, not Sierra Miller, has always kind of like not been team Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
But how reality TV stars, it's just like the producer's always like the excuse for when things don't go your well. Like, oh, producer made me do this, and I'll producer this, producer that, and
Kyle's
like
the excuse in Beverly Hills.
yeah, it's just like, and we kind of like, oh, Kyle's like a producer since she's been on so long, and like I don't know, like maybe I don't know how much Kyle and Dorit are really that friends, but I just see it as like it seems like Kyle. It was trying to be the friend who's like maybe giving advice that maybe the friend doesn't want to hear. It doesn't make it bad advice though. And like maybe like I'm sorry if you are spending that much and it's that out of control, like something might need to be said. And it isn't always jealousy from Kyle when you're giving like this type of advice. And I don't know. I saw Kyle like exhausted
Yeah.
and frustrated with like trying to just like be a friend and then Dorit, even with Andy, was confrontational, just like completely like even when it was just like giving like, hey, do you just want to apologize for this? About what? And it was just like the defiance at a level of like delusion.
Yeah.
And it's
then
just
when she's like, I know people think that Kyle has the ability to get anyone exited off this show, and Erica's told me that, and Erica's like, I personally have told you that, and she's like, yes, you have. And then Bose goes, well, then I would have been kicked off. I wouldn't be sitting here. And then Dorit's like, well, I know that she doesn't have that because I would have been kicked off years ago. And it's like, you just heard Bose say that under her breath.
They're also saying this
Yeah.
in front of Andy, who is the executive producer.
Literally.
It's like, girl,
and
that's
Andy's
not
like,
true.
Andy's like, no.
Yeah.
babes. So kind of going back to the Sierra Summerhouse conversation with, when you get the entire internet on your side, it's kind of like easy to forget that these, this impacts people's lives outside of the show, whatever. With Dorit, it's interesting. And I wonder if you guys think that like she has made her life so specifically focused on the show and how she presents on the show that it's kind of, you know what I mean? She's forgotten the real world effects of it because she's so just like in this sauce of Housewives.
100%.
Yeah. And Kyle's kind of trying to be like, Dorit, this is like Kyle has obviously become excellent at compartmentalizing like Housewives world
Yes and no. Yeah.
well, to a certain extent, she knows how to keep certain shit off the show, you know, that she doesn't want to be discussed.
But Kyle, I think, has healthy boundaries
Yeah.
of not like there's this line of every reality TV star that has to try to like maintain is that like there's reality TV and then there's like literal reality. I think Kyle's done an excellent job of balancing that and still like having those boundaries. And a lot of people on these shows don't. It's
Dorit.
very hard to do. Dorit seems to be a perfect example of
Lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
When they asked Kyle, like, oh, if Mauricio were to date like one
Oh
of
my
your
God.
friends in 8 years, and she's like, yeah, I'd kill him. And Dorit's like, and would you talk bad about him publicly? And she's like, I mean, maybe. And she's like, oh, and you would talk bad about him publicly. And Kyle goes, oh, I see what you're
making
doing.
this about
You're
you.
making this about you.
Kyle.
Got it. Got it.
Sorry, our relationship is different than yours and PK. Like, how many times does Kyle have to say, and for us to see it on screen, and for literally everyone in the world to be like, Mauricio and Kyle, whatever they have going on, don't know. But publicly, they seem to be aligned. Dorit and PK, they're perpendicular.
It's just so messy, and that's why I think Rachel Zoe like hit it exactly where she was like, you guys need a break, because they were like friends for years and years, even Mauricio and PK. So like they know the dynamics that the internet doesn't know.
Well, Mauricio just posted a picture with PK being like, I support you, buddy.
Oh, he did.
He did, yeah.
did.
It was, yeah.
On
He
Instagram
really
stories.
leaning in. Obviously, still love Bose. We'll always love Bose.
Always
Bose
love
Bose
needs
had a
to
bit of Bose had a sophomore slump this season.
She needs to get a hold of those flashbacks, because I feel like every time she's like, I didn't say that, they
She
flash
did.
back to her saying exactly. And I love Bose,
did.
and I'm like, girl, you're
That's-
getting caught in like
That's
all of
Justin
them.
and me having a conversation, though. So many times I'll be like, when did I say that? And Justin's like, you said.
roll the
But I
tapes.
get what
Roll the
Bose is
tapes.
saying. She's like, I don't necessarily remember saying it, and so if you're asking me if I said that, my memory is no, I didn't say that. Makes total
I
sense.
do not recall.
But
She
I
means
think
it a
one of
different way.
I think one of Bose's closest friends in this group has been Dorit, and I don't know if you're Bose, if you listen and you sit next to Dorit this reunion, I feel like you have to be like, girl, I can't.
I might have to start talking to Sutton Strack now.
Well,
Right?
Who came
it's
off
just like,
great.
you know, because Bose always comes off as very just like grounded and makes sense, and she's the voice of reason, and like you can't be defending Dorit. You know, like when she was like,
She
you know,
didn't though.
not
That's what she was
the
trying to say.
reunion, but like earlier this, like when she was going after Kyle, being like, why didn't you show up for Dorit's event? You know, are you so celebrating her financial successes? That wasn't a financial success. Spending money to show to illusion of success, but again, like that party that wasn't a financial success. She wrote a book. The most she made
Or
was
it'll be
maybe
released on
50
June 2nd, 2026,
Oh,
but
so
you
it's
can't
not-
So
buy
it's
it.
not.
Pre-order.
You can't
Pre-order.
It was a success though,
Yeah.
How do you know it was a success?
It wasn't a
success that
fake
she got a
cover.
book deal.
because the book is going to release.
Sure, but it doesn't mean it's a
TBD.
financial success. I mean, a book deal,
TBD.
I at best, she got like a $50,000, $60,000, I don't know, somewhere in the ballpark, give or take $10,000.
Allegedly less than
around-
what she spent at Hermes.
Yeah. Or just or the photo shoot for the book that didn't
Yeah.
exist, and then the party
Yet.
of the. It's just like that's not a financial success.
Maybe
Oh,
she's
I felt
pulling
bad
in
for her.
Amanda and investing in herself. She's manifesting
She's
her wealth.
manifesting.
I just predict Bose distancing herself from Dorit a little bit.
I predict that as well. I have a question for all you Beverly Hills enjoyers in the room. Who do you think, what are your stats coming out of this season? Who do you think was the best that you're looking forward to seeing again? Who do you
Really
think needs
loved
to,
Erica
like,
this season. I
Yeah.
liked her
Yeah.
softness. I like because she, even though when Erica is, you see that softer side, you still see that ice queen deep inside. And I really, I
you
really
feel like an Erica?
I feel like an Erica. I do want to just shout out to the entire show because this show got a lot of shit in the beginning.
I've
From
been
us
saying-
included.
No,
From
not
us,
me.
not Justin. Justin's
Not
always
Justin.
been a loyal stan, but I this reunion was awesome.
It was
I
pretty great.
really enjoyed this reunion. I enjoyed. I mean, for all of us shitting on Dorit, she really brought delusion, which is honestly, if we're not gonna get like a Summer House scandal,
I
just a
agree.
pure delusion
I agree.
is so fun to
That's
watch.
crazy.
It's so easy to follow. It's
Exactly.
so easy to critique. It is honestly, thank you, Dorit.
Her quoting Sutton from a season ago was wild when she said, "You're not going to bow down to the
Altar
altar
of
of Kyle
Kyle
Richards," and her
Richards.
being like, "Did I say that?"
Yes, son, you famously said that.
Yeah.
Nick, I've never agreed with something you've said more. We do need delusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought Beverly Hills really, really finished very, very strong. And I think we need to like just
All of them, yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Natalie loved our girl, but she might not be in front of next season.
No, where was she?
Yeah.
Them being like, well, she's
Vibrator?
not here.
Or
Natalie.
now Kyle going, she said she wanted to jack off.
No, that was
I was like, yeah.
I mean, she did
I met
No,
Kelsey
she's
Hilton
been
at the Vulture party too, and I was like, "Hey, Kathy, I stopped and said I'm a big fan and never met her in person." She's like, "That's great, bye."
No, I love Kathy every
Yeah,
time I've met her. She's like just in her own world in the best way possible.
No, it was the best way possible. Before we get to Rosie, who is in studio and coming on shortly, we got Zach here, member of the household, and
Hey, Zach.
we are not closely watching or following Beyond the Villa, but I have been paying attention. I've gotten to know Jeremiah. I think he's a great guy. I follow him, and so loosely adjacently, I am fed through the algorithm the drama that's going on Beyond the Villa, and I like people are like, why is everyone so upset? Why are people losing followers in the middle of the season? And how is Pepe so popular after what would normally be a scandal? And now you have Iris making a video, like, and Iris seems like a really sweet and lovely person. Zach, can you
I've
break it
seen
all down for
Hannah
us?
like apologizing. Yeah,
Yeah, what is going on?
Hannah
Yeah.
looked a little crazy in that episode.
Yeah, it's been really crazy. There are more people who lost followers from the last episode than there were who gained
That's
followers.
crazy.
Whoa.
And is this the episode where Hannah was like, "And how do you feel now?" to Grace or whatever when
To
she stood up?
Grayson, I'm not sure about that
Okay,
one. I
well,
can't answer
That's
that
the viral
part.
clip.
I can say, however, that in terms of with Iris and Hannah posting Hannah posted an apology, Iris posted like an 11-minute explanation. There's two parts to it. There's the Mean Girls part of it, and there's the Pepe part of it.
Mm.
The Mean Girls part is pretty it's reality TV drama. There's like the main three, quote unquote, of like Iris, Amaya, and Hannah that they feel aren't being as welcoming to like the Casa girls of like Grayson and Coco and Belle Dasha. That one's more of like a classic, just reality
Belle
TV.
Dasha's not a Casa girl.
She's not, but she falls into that like.
The one episode, she has a dash in her name that's not real.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And then the Pepe stuff, that's where it gets really weird because the show is presenting it as almost like a he said, she said, right? Of Pepe is basically saying like, Iris is like, you cheated on me. And Pepe is like, well, you were cheating too. You were talking to TJ before we even connected, before we even broke up. Like, and Iris released this whole video to show like, hey, this isn't a he said, she said. I have all the evidence on this one. And she released texts like for that one claim from Pepe, right? It's literally just her being like, hi, I'm going to go and see TJ. Like, I want to make sure that you're okay with that.
No, they
And-
talked.
Yeah. And like literally just like having like a post-mortem like after the show. And then she's showing like hundreds of texts she got from girls that are like, hey, girlie, I just want to let you know, like, I saw Pepe hooking up with a girl in the bathroom of this club.
Not the hey girly DMs.
Mm.
So that part of it, it's just like, I mean, to me, it's like, why?
I'm just always fascinated because we cover all these shows, right? And every show I've learned more and more has a different fan base.
Mhm.
And they react differently to
Mhm.
different storylines.
Mhm.
And like what's crazy about this is like if this storyline was happening in say in like Bachelor Nation or even Bravo, like
Mhm.
it would be handled so much differently. And now you have fans, like again, stan culture, using like follows as a way to like attack or reward
Mhm.
the people you like or dislike in a way that's like we're losing our mind. Like everyone needs to chill the fuck out
Well,
online.
my take on it is I think that they're basically just taking the other thing they're mad about, which is the Mean Girl accusations. I feel like they're taking that and then extending it to and I bet she's lying about Pepe. So when she's making this video, it's really to be like, hey, that's its own thing that I can talk about. But on the Pepe front, like, I haven't said a lot.
And where is Jeremiah getting hate? Because I see him getting constant heat. What
is
is
Jeremiah also a mean girl because he's friends with them?
They're lumping him into like the quote unquote Mean Girl clique. The issue people
because he's
have.
pretty?
No, because he's friends with the girlies over friends with the boys.
Yeah,
and they
he's-
probably feel like he's choosing the girls over the boys. Yeah.
When Hannah is the Mean Girl clip that everybody's
Wait,
showing.
I thought it's 2026. I thought we stan a man who is like an ally to women and not just like one for the boys.
No, but not if he's like being performative with the girls in a way that we think isn't great.
And you know what? That's the key word, is the moment that someone's doing something that you like, but you don't like them, you just say, well, he's being performative with it.
Yeah.
Well, we don't agree with we don't agree with the truth anymore. We just agree with the people we like the most.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So in Love Island terms, that's what that means. I just also think it's funny that like Pepe is becoming a victim of mean girl behavior when he's just a cheater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's also like Iris doesn't want anything to do with Pepe on the show. And then
Obviously.
like Beldasha's kind of like trying to bring him into the fold a little bit. And then Iris like
And
doesn't.
so Iris is a mean girl because she's trying to like set a boundary and protect her mental health to not like bring a guy who like hurt her and that's mean.
No crumbs.
I don't think they're saying that she's a mean girl with Pepe. I think that she's like her
She's
argument.
a mean girl with the girls.
Yeah, yeah.
Pepe
Like,
is now a baby girl in this situation because we can use misogyny of how we feel about Iris and transfer that with Pepe, and then
Well, I do credit to that cast because there's way more online discourse this season of Beyond the Villa than there ever was.
I mean, at their
Last
expense.
season.
Like, it's not going to turn into
yeah.
followers.
All I've seen from Hannah is like very confused by this editing. Like she's like, I actually like
Well,
don't know what's going on. This
Hannah
is
looks
not-
like she's the only one giving like drama from the clips I've seen. Like she's the one that's confronting people and like being outspoken.
But
good
there,
for Hannah.
I mean,
always
Peacock
liked
has
that
a
girl.
toxicity problem in general. Like, I mean, we didn't get too much into it, but like, not like I think last week the UK traders announced a cast of like their celebrity traders, and like if you follow UK celebrity, you have some like big names on that list.
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey.
Whoa.
There's some huge names. Tom Hiddleston, who's a part of the Marvel universe, used to date Taylor Swift, big star. He was like, I was gonna be on it, but I couldn't because like Tom Hiddleston's on the cast of fucking the UK Traders, and like that's incredible. I do know that the United States version of this would love to go that direction, to level up and get some bigger names, but they're never going to do it because this audience is so fucking toxic that if you're like someone who's like, I love this show, it'd be fun to do it, and you see the discourse that's online,
it's not worth it.
it's just not fucking worth it. And I know this because I know the people at Peacock and Bravo have these conversations about the toxicity of their audience and how it almost like, like Beyond the Villa. It's just like at some point when you have this entire cast being like, yeah, we did it, but honestly, it wasn't fucking worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I just got like more mental health problems and I have literally less followers. What's the fucking point?
They
Yeah.
issued a
That
statement
is
last
crazy,
season.
honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it is just like, it's just, we need to like,
It's a fun, silly dating show.
right? Like, can't we just like watch it, have some
can't.
fun? Like, why they're to sit there and unfollow and then like launch campaigns to unfollow people is like a level. It's just like, what are you doing?
They're going on an island to like make out and put like soapy suds on each other and roll around in a bouncy house.
It's
Like,
wild.
and I just
Also-
want to go hee hee hee.
Kind of sidebar, but adjacent to this, did you see that Instagram did a mass like bot deletion? It's like a ton of
Yeah.
people, their followings also went down.
Mm.
Very interesting.
Yeah, but I'm glad Instagram did that. I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's so many bots. People have bots that they didn't necessarily pay for. Maybe I'm sure some of them did, but like
Bots
that,
exist regardless.
It
And
is
some of
something
y'all
that is
are
like-
about to look real silly out
Yeah.
there.
Anyway, well, before we get to Rosie, just a reminder that Perfect Match on Netflix launches on Wednesday. We will be interviewing most of the key people on Perfect Match. So it's a great season. It's a lot of fun. Allie Luber of
Yeah.
Bravo Lore.
Oh, and she's a star.
She's awesome.
Mhm.
She really is a star. She really, she is awesome on the show.
She's a star and she knows exactly what planets make her shine.
It really is fun to see like a veteran reality TV maker come on and really show how it's done with some people who are like maybe, have some experience, like the experience that Allie Luber has being a member of the Vanderpump cast versus like, say, someone who was like on one season of Love is Blind. There is certainly a level of experience that is unmatched. And Allie really shines.
She's so herself,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is so refreshing to see, is like someone who doesn't feel performative or doesn't feel like they're like turning it up for the cameras. You just know that that's Allie and you're like, yep.
Yeah. She was also she was on Southern Hospitality briefly too. So it's like you just see her like jumping from show to show but being herself.
Yeah. Love it.
All right, up next, Rosie from Real Housewives of Rhode Island joins us to talk about the most recent episode, all the drama going on with the cast. We also will just want to get to know her a little bit better. We're super excited to have her, and she is up next in studio. No one really prepares you for how often things break down once you own a home, especially if you're a first-time buyer. It's like the second you move in, something decides to stop working. Breakdowns are inevitable, and without a home warranty, repairing or replacing covered systems and appliances can cost thousands. That's where American Home Shield comes in. American Home Shield offers home warranty plans that cover parts of major home systems like HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, as well as kitchen and laundry appliances, even if they're older. And if a covered item can't be repaired, they'll replace it. Plus, as a benefit to select plans, American Home Shield offers a convenient video chat feature that lets you connect with a live repair expert to help assess and even fix an issue over the phone. These experts have an average 20 years experience across HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and appliance repair. Listeners can get 20% off select plans today. Just visit ahs.com/viallfiles to sign up. See ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including service fees, limitations, and exclusions. Well, I'm not getting any younger, but I am looking younger every day. Thanks to OneSkin, because they are actually reversing aging. You've heard us talk about OneSkin before, and whether you're someone who tries every new skincare product that hits the market or you've been using the same one or two things for years, at some point you realize your skin just isn't keeping up the way it used to. And that is what OneSkin changed for me. It didn't just make my existing routine better. It actually works differently than anything else I've tried. As we age, some skin cells stop functioning the way they used to. Longevity scientists call them zombie cells. And that's what actually is driving those visible signs of aging, the fine lines, the loss of firmness, the dullness that creeps in over time. And OneSkin's OS1 peptide was specifically engineered to address those issues. So you're getting everything you'd expect from your skincare, with OS1 doing something most skincare was never built to do. And it isn't just my experience. OneSkin's results are backed by 4 peer-reviewed clinical studies, over 10,000 5-star reviews, and they've been recognized by Bloomberg as the leader in skincare longevity. You really don't need to complicate the routine to get healthier, younger-looking skin. Born from over a decade of longevity research, OneSkin's OS1 peptide is proven to target the visible signs of aging, helping you unlock your healthiest skin now as you age. For a limited time, try OneSkin with 15% off using code VIALL at oneskin.co/VIALL. That is 15% off oneskin.co with code VIALL. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you.
91% of dog parents say their pup is an important member of the family, and 40% would even save their dog over a human stranger. Safe to say, people are obsessed. And if anyone gets being dog obsessed, it's Ollie. They're relentless about delivering the best food and experience for you and your dog. And they give you a way to check in on their health over and over again. Ollie's fresh recipes are developed by real chefs and backed by vet nutritionists. They're obsessed with making the best meals with the highest quality ingredients. From the moment you start your subscription, everything is tailored to your pup. The meals are perfectly portioned, and you get a pup tainer and scoop for easy storing and serving. With Ollie, you don't just get food through their app. You can actually check in on your dog's health with real vets just by uploading a picture. Their team can check in on your dog's weight, digestion, teeth, and coat because they're obsessed with making sure your pup is as healthy as can be. Jeff and Steve's favorite is the sweet potato and beef. So get ready for both you and your pup to be obsessed. Head to ollie.com/VIALL. Tell them all about your dog and use code VIALL to get 70% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer an obsession guarantee. If you're not completely obsessed, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/VIALL and enter code VIALL to get 70% off your first box.
Rosie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited. I've been watching you guys for a very long time.
Oh, we're flattered.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, we have been watching you.
Oh, God.
And really enjoying you. Really the entire cast. We've said this a million times. But, well, one, obviously, Ashley's a friend, so it's cool to see, her be a part of this really amazing group. And it's just such a fun, as reality TV fans, to see a new Housewife franchise take off the way it has.
It is crazy, isn't it? Like, who saw this coming? I feel like people underestimated us by a lot.
Yeah, I think
they're like Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Going in before it aired, were you and the women being like, I think we're going to be a hit? Or were you like, I don't really know? You just, what was the
I don't know
feeling?
if I can give this away, but I remember probably week 4 or 5, and production on the ground was like, you guys better step it up. Like, you guys, this isn't good enough. And so now I'm watching the first couple episodes, and I'm like, what do you mean? People really like us. Like, it only gets worse from here because, like, we were scared, So it does. It gets way better and or worse depending on like how you see it. But yeah, I was surprised. I kind of thought the first couple would be boring because we were kind of being told like we're so boring. But we're not boring.
When was it ever boring?
it was
I
never
don't-
boring
Well,
for me.
no, and now I'm learning. Like you guys remember, I don't know reality TV, so I'm listening to producers, and I come from a news world where producers like tell you stuff and you listen, and now it's like, oh, I think that was like a scare tactic.
Yeah.
Like, to keep like doing a really good job, but at the time
It was
they were
more like
oh my God.
cheerleading.
Yeah, cheerleading. But
You
me
were
and Ashley
being-
will
you were
always
being-
say.
Cheered on.
Like I don't do well with like negative
Cheer on.
reinforcement. Like me and Ashley always say, we're not like there for the Bill Belichick reinforcement.
Oh, I see.
That's a Jared reference.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I want to be told like I'm doing so good, and I'm like, really?
wanna pl-
Okay,
you
wait
want-
until you see this.
You want a player's
know?
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want like a best friend.
Okay.
And have you found that?
Well, Ashley's a very good friend of mine, and I love her, and I love Alicia. We were voice memoing on the way over.
Did you expect to go into this and have such an issue with Kelsey?
No, that one kind of threw me for a loop. I don't necessarily know that I thought much about Kelsey before the show started, but I thought she would be like a nice girl, but obviously I was wrong about that.
Were you the one who brought Ashley into this group?
Yeah,
How did that happen?
like my bad. Well, we just knew each other beforehand, and they were looking for people, and I think obviously she's very famous and she's very good on TV. She didn't cry as much as she did on The Bachelor, though. I just caught up on all of that because I had known her as just like this girl in Rhode Island that had a coffee shop, and obviously we knew who she was or whatever, but I'd never seen The Bachelor or Bachelor in Paradise, and I did just watch it. You did a great job in Bachelor in Paradise.
You watched.
Oh, I watched the whole
That was
thing.
my best work.
Yeah, it was very good. I did fast forward through a lot, but you were in a lot of stuff with Jared, so I saw you. I would fast forward until I saw Ashley, and then I would turn it back on.
Yeah.
But no,
Well, why were you like? So you just went back to like study up on Ashley?
well, because we were already friends, and like I already knew her, but we were seeing the trailers come out and stuff, and I was like, wow, they're focusing a lot on her crying, and I know that's what she's known for, so I kind of wanted to see it like in real time. And I
She's
did
never
tell her
cried at
about
lunch
it.
with you.
No,
She did with me a long time ago.
really, she
Yeah.
really doesn't cry that much, but of course, like they're showing her love for makeup, and they were showing like her crying and stuff.
This rivalry that you and Kelsey seem to have.
Mm.
What do you think it's based on?
I don't think it's a rivalry.
Well, whatever it is.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
conflict. Who dislikes who more?
oh, I don't have a problem with her. I feel really bad for her, but I don't really have.
Why do you
like,
feel bad?
We'll have to get into that. Well, because I think she has a lot to hide, and I think she has a lot of things she's not telling the truth about. And the difference is, like, you can come at me and say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, I have a real husband, and I have a real marriage, and I have a real house that I'm building. I may be off about the square footage sometimes, but I don't really understand square footage. And
Math
also,
is hard.
Also, I didn't know what an HVAC was until like 2 weeks ago,
Fair
I
enough.
thought it was the vacuum in the wall. Like,
It doesn't make sense why it's called HVAC.
it really doesn't.
No, it's
and-
air conditioning.
Right.
Yeah.
And like ventilation or something. But I was like, why are we spending $50,000 on vacuums like on the wall? Like that seems unnecessary.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
didn't know they put
Yeah.
those there. Yeah.
But so like I have a really nice life and a really nice husband who I'm sometimes mean to, but like he's in love with me. And like things are good.
Every couple knows each other.
Yeah.
But like truly, I know. And I know my wife loves me, and I feel that love, and it's important that I feel that love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But I know that the things that annoy my wife about me, that list is
Really long.
Very
endless.
long. Yeah.
Endless,
Very
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I know. Like I just know. Like there's like, my love for Madonna. I spun over the weekend. She's like, oh, we're spinning.
No.
Cool. Anyways,
Well, it's
picking-
like the socks on the ground.
whatever.
It's like
it's just a
stuff like
long
that.
list. And I just don't have
Yeah.
that same list for my wife.
Right.
She just doesn't annoy me.
Yeah.
Like I
perfect.
know I annoy her, and I don't know if that's just like because us men at the end of the day, I don't care who you are, good husband, bad husband. I am not your most masculine man, but at the end of the day, I'm still a guy and I
Yeah.
do dumb fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes our relationship work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I think it's
knowing that.
important. Like you got to marry your best friend, and like
Mhm.
sometimes your best friend annoys you, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain. I mean, I don't think there's a gender thing to it. I think sometimes there are people you love, and they have their things that
Mhm.
annoy you.
Well, again,
And
I would
then-
never annoy Nick. So
True. I never annoy
Yeah,
Rich. I don't think.
exactly.
I annoy everybody else.
Back to Kelsey.
Yeah.
My
My favorite topic.
What like remind me what the thing that she's claiming she did press last week.
Mm.
And
Oh,
I
she
think
said so many things.
she
yeah.
accused you of not paying for a service that she provided.
Right. Okay. So like before we all got together over the summer, I didn't really know anyone other than Ashley and Alicia, and so I was trying to like come up with reasons to hang out with people. We had like one event at Joellen's house, and it was when I brought the cheap wine, and it was like a really big issue. And even though we were in sweatpants,
I drink cheap wine all the time.
I like cheap wine.
It's good.
Yeah.
White girl wasted happens whether it's $5 or $50.
Well, it was like I was bringing other things and I just grabbed it and I didn't think anything of it. And of course, that was like the big thing. I've now come to accept that they're going to just say stuff about everything about me.
Yeah.
And so it's not the cheap wine. It's not how I actually dress. It's not, it's just me. And so like they always have to have something, and like that's okay. It like hurts less every time, you know, like okay. But so I was trying to like figure out ways to hang out with everyone. I know they had heard some things from people that like didn't end up making it on the show who were kind of bitter and whatever. And I was like, oh, like this won't be a big deal. But in Rhode Island, there is this mentality of, I think we saw it in the trailer, like if we didn't know you in kindergarten, it's a problem. It's like very close knit. So, I had asked Liz to come to Rich's show a bunch of times. She'd done that. And I saw that Kelsey was cutting hair. Like she'd just gotten this hair cutting certificate. I know plenty of other hairdressers. Like I wasn't going there for the haircut. She had it for 24 hours when I got my haircut. I was like, would you give me a haircut? That would be so great.
That's pretty brave.
I'm just trying to come up with reasons to like hang out.
Sure.
Get a little trim, like whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple like long layers or something. And it was very kind of awkward. And I was just like, okay. And so at the end of it, I paid her. She was like, you don't have to pay me. And I was like, of course I'm going to pay you. You're starting a new business. You did a great job. Here's a Venmo. I sent her some nice texts. I went to the supermarket and this lady was like, wow, your hair looks so good. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Sent her some nice texts. Thought nothing of it. That was February. Now we're on a boat in July. And I've never heard anything about this. And I'm getting yelled at that I didn't post a picture of the haircut. Oh, I was just like, what? And also too, we only have 48 minutes in every episode. So you didn't see a lot of the stuff that happened before that. Like when she kept trying to tell me my husband was gay, and when she was telling me I was mentally ill, or when she told me I was lying about like infertility issues, which are weird things to lie about, and also like medical documentation. So by this point, I was very much like, you're just looking for a reason to have a problem with me. And so I said that on the boat, and it does kind of seem that way. I made it very clear if she had asked me to take a picture, or if she had taken a picture, if she had asked me to post, I obviously would have. This was by no means a collab where she reached out to me and wanted to do a collab. This was like, I'm trying to find a reason.
Like a trade.
You just want to get to know her and
I
be
literally
nice.
wanted to become friends. Like I wasn't thinking like, oh, I better post this so everybody knows we're hanging out. I wasn't thinking that at all. So I got a blowout in LA. I've learned my lesson. I got a blowout yesterday in LA, and I was like, let's take a picture. Let's like post whatever. I'm paying for it. I'm posting it. I don't care. Like I'm going to do all the things, but like I just didn't,
Do you have that Venmo?
Oh, of
receipt?
course. You'll see it at the reunion. Yeah.
Okay. Geez.
I look, like at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want, but you're going to have to answer for it. And like one thing that bothered me that she said in her press tour last week was she tried to go after Ashley and say like, Ashley won't even DM her back. I got a screen recording from Ashley, and here's every time she's responded to a DM. Like it's not like she responds to one in every three. She's responding to everyone. So you can keep saying whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the facts just don't back that up. And that seems to just be happening more and more.
You said that you thought there were things that Kelsey is, trying to keep lying about or like keep hidden. What do you think those are?
I will say this. I was very confused all summer why she kept coming after me, and I really didn't understand it. I was like, are you really, like, you're not trying to buy my house. Like, why do you care about the square footage so much? Or like, okay, like, you don't even have a haircutting page. I think she's posting it on her makeup page. Like, why do you care so much if I post this picture? It didn't make sense to me until I started watching, and I realized what she's saying about her life, where she's going with like this narrative. And then I was like, got it. That makes perfect sense to me why you would accuse me of everything. And I would just say like, she's a master of projection.
So
which
like,
I actually learned about last
She
summer.
wants your life.
No, I don't think she wants my life. I don't think and I actually feel bad that, she's getting that online. And I feel bad for her in general that she feels the need to pretend that she has a life that she doesn't have.
What do you think she's projecting?
So before filming started, these girls were trying to say that I had like a notes app on that of like all the dirt. Keep in mind, we're in Rhode Island. So if I go to the grocery store,
you're going to get the dirt.
Somebody's going to be like, you got to be careful about this girl or that girl or whatever. And I would make jokes and be like, oh, I'll put that in my notes. Like, I didn't think they were going to take that literally, but like apparently they did. But even if I did have a notes app, like she was clearly very afraid of something coming out. Because if somebody said they had notes on me, I'd be like, okay, like what are the notes? Like I'm not worried about it. But she clearly was very worried. And so I think it was more so, let me keep attacking her so that she can't say anything about me. Because the first day at the picnic, what did I do? I asked if she was a polygamist. Now, the real reason I asked that versus how it came off on the show is different, but it's the same issue, like, at heart.
Yeah. Why did you ask it?
Well, we're at a picnic, and I'm saying, like, Joellen, what have you got going on these days, you know? And she just immediately went into, well, Kelsey's going through a really hard time. And I was with Kelsey, and she's going through a really hard time. And she's saying things that don't make sense with the reality of what we know Kelsey's life to be. Like, suddenly you're breaking up with your boyfriend and having to move out of this house, but you broke up with him 2 years ago. You moved out of this house 2 years ago. So, like, what is she talking about? So I'm thinking, is she back in a relationship with this older man? Is she moving back into the house? Like, I didn't understand. But of course, then I'm getting screamed at for asking any questions. So that's very confusing. So by the time I go to July 4th, I'm like, okay, like, are we just not talking about this? Clearly, like, she lives in the house and she's dating this guy. I mean, his kids don't seem to think she lives there. His ex-wife doesn't think she lives there. The neighbors on the street don't think she lives there. But we're going to say she lives there. Okay, fine. Like, but then it's, oh, Rosie's backing down from a fight. It was very confusing. That just kind of kept happening. And I think because she saw that I was going to ask questions about that, it was like, let's go into attack mode, and I'm going to attack her so she can't keep asking questions about me.
Is there a rumor going around that she was actually broken up with this man long before the beginning of the show?
Yeah.
Is that true?
From what I know, and keep in mind, like, I only know this from the neighbors, the friends, the family members. Like, I don't.
The whole community.
Well, I mean, not everyone in Rhode Island. I know everybody loves to throw that around, but I do like to get reliable sources. And I mean, from what I'm hearing, they broke up over 2 years ago. She moved in with Billy, the new boyfriend we're pretending she, like, barely knows.
The vest with no sleeves.
Yes. And he's actually a very nice boy. But so I was under the impression she had moved out of this house 2 years ago and she was living with Billy, and that she had broken up with this older man 2 years ago to be with Billy, and that there was some overlap before that. And also, you know, I thought we were all aware that she had 3 jobs. She's a hairdresser, she does makeup, and she's like a manager at a building company in Cranston. She's still on the manager's website.
Kelsey?
But
She hustles.
I mean, I would have liked to have seen that. But instead, we're told she's a lady of leisure who's never worked. And so it was like, once I saw that, watching it, I was like, oh, okay. So we're just like making this up. You know? I wish I had done that. You know? So that was where, like, all summer I was like, what is happening? And people were telling me, oh, it's projection. Oh, it's projection. I didn't fully get it until I saw it. And I was like, that's it. Like, that's what you're trying to hide. It just makes perfect sense now. So she came after my house. She came after my husband. She came after my career. All the things I said on the show.
So she now is saying that they are broken up, but he still is paying for everything.
Which might actually be true. I wouldn't put that past her, but I don't know anything, obviously, about, like, their financial situation. All I know is she wasn't really living in the house and she wasn't really dating the older man. But I think that's a much better story to pitch than where
So
she really
even
lived.
really a polygamist?
Well, I know when she was dating that older man, he has numerous girlfriends, like, across the country.
Would that be polygamy, or would that just be an open relationship?
I think it
part
would
of a
just be
roster and you can still
polyamorous.
freely-
Poly.
You know, I knew they had been dating for 10 years or something before they broke up. So I was like, that's common law marriage, right? Like, is that polygamy? Like, I didn't want to be, like, offensive.
But even
But I was
polyamory,
offensive.
isn't it like an ongoing 3-way relationship?
I
Not
don't-
like
see, and
you're
that's the
part
thing,
of
I
one
don't really
man's
know.
roster with the freedom to sleep with other people because he is
Well,
also sleeping with other
She
people?
told us over the summer she didn't have the freedom to do that. That was another interesting thing. You know, I mean, it's very confusing and I don't understand it. I just know that I don't think she's jealous of my life. There may have been some jealousy that, like, I was given this opportunity and didn't have to lie, and, like, we're the closest in age. But I think it's more so just it was like a defense mechanism, and I feel really bad that she had to do that. Like, honestly, I lied about, like, little things. Like, I said it was, like, more Italian than I really was. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to find out and, like, hate me. And I told them, they were like, we don't care about that. Like, this, you know, who cares? Whereas having to lie about your whole life and, like, where you're living and who you're dating and what you do for work and trying to fit in to this thing when you don't really, I can see that being very stressful.
Why do you feel like, so we had the pleasure of meeting and talking to Liz, and she seems to be pretty close with Kelsey.
Oh, they're very close.
But Liz also strikes me as someone who's like a no bullshitter.
I know. It's very surprising.
Kind of like, you know, straight shooter. Where do you think that disconnect is, or why do you feel like Liz and Kelsey have hit it off so much the way they have?
Well, Liz knows the truth. but it's like a protection thing. And I personally believe, based on conversations I've had with different cast members, some of which were involved with this, that there was kind of a pact before filming started. And you'll see, I mean, we were at the masked dinner and I'm getting a backhanded compliment and I'm trying to take it in stride. And the three of them came at me. And that's not a normal reaction to what was going on, but it's because they agreed to have each other's back no matter what. And a lot of the times it did feel like 3 against 1.
You're talking about Kelsey, Liz, and Joellen, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I think you'll see that kind of unravel as the season goes on.
Copy.
But at its core, that's the situation.
Have you heard the song Girl So Confusing by Lord and Charlie XCX? You should listen to it because I do think that maybe that could
Girls
be where
are
you
so
got.
confusing.
It's so confusing sometimes to be a girl, and I think that
Yeah.
that might be what's happening between you and Kelsey.
Where
Well-
do you land on all of the Joellen?
I don't have a
Rulla
problem with
stuff.
Joellen. I feel really bad for Rulla. I think she's going through a lot. I think also, like, for people watching that are so quick to judge her and like, oh, she's blaming the mistress, whatever, like, obviously you'll see me have conversations with her later in the season about that. But at its core, this affair happened in 2024. You know, like, she found out about this in December of 2024. So now we're talking about it. It's June, it's July of 2025. She's been trying to forgive her husband for months. It's not like this is a new thing that she's can't wrap her head around. So it's like she's trying to explain away why it's still a topic, I think, more so than whether she's like not forgiving him or not.
So
if that makes
this
sense.
isn't happening while y'all are filming, from your
okay,
knowledge.
So you'll see stuff happen that is like crazy later this season. It's like, is it still going on? I don't know.
I mean, him
Like,
leaving the polo.
yeah. Well, her version's very different from that.
What? And he came back without his wedding ring.
I don't think he ever wears his wedding ring. That's the part that I was like, he's like a foot surgeon. Like, surgeons never wear their wedding ring. I grew up with a doctor. Like, I know, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that doesn't bother me as much as, I don't know, like
The video.
the video. The video is like pretty alarming.
Have you seen the video?
Oh, I've seen it and it's burned into my brain forever.
It's graphic.
It's not graphic. It's just, I mean, you saw me in last night's episode and I literally said, like, how did Joellen get this video and how did they orchestrate this?
Mhm.
Because it would be like, I don't know how much of the video I can like share, but it really was caught at the perfect moment in the perfect time. And she
He's
was
like
parked
grabbing her
perfectly
butt,
in
right?
a cul-de-sac. Yeah. And so I definitely believe there was at least an emotional affair going on. I think maybe to some extent it was like, we want to manage the situation. He was trying to manage that because if you have, I don't know if you've seen what's going on now, but she's like, this mistress is like still going hard on stuff, using old pictures still, like 2 years later, doing different things. She like showed up to a derby party that my friend was hosting and was like telling everyone she's the mistress on RHORI. And I was like, why are you doing that? Like, that's weird. But it's very much like an ongoing thing. But
But the video was, I mean, it had
Will
like
we get a
the-
chance to see it?
I don't know if they're legally allowed to show it.
Mm.
But I will say, although
Well,
the
we
video,
saw the right? The beginning of it of like
you saw the part where
car.
it was like just the timestamp on the car. I will say this, like, as somebody that's had to like kind of sit out and like not necessarily do like sting operations, but you're waiting for somebody to show up to interview them or to do whatever. It was very interesting that her friend just happened to be in the neighborhood in this cul-de-sac and just happened to be parked in the perfect spot and just happened to have the phone recording, to look at the date, to look up, to do whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if the mistress was in on it. And if she was like, I'm going to call this guy up and he's going to come over and you have your camera ready. But I don't know. Like, you know, it's
I mean, she was told to get proof.
to get proof. And so she did.
And also
Quickly.
it looked
Yeah.
like
Very quickly.
Very quickly.
it looked like it was
She's like, "I'll be
filmed
right back."
from
Yeah, literally.
the
Like, let me hold my
passenger
friend right now.
seat. Like it looked like she was filming it from the passenger seat. So I wonder if
I don't know. I think it was the main.
was it?
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it. I also remember thinking, is this a love affair or like you're consoling her? I don't know. It's just, it's very, I mean, look, Brian like has fucked up a lot. Like, this isn't breaking news by any means, but I do wonder how much of it was staged by people that wanted to prove their point and how much of it was real. Rulla obviously seems to think it's all fake. Joellen thinks it's all real. I feel like maybe it's a little bit in the middle.
But how does she? What do you mean all fake? Like if it's all fake,
Or
then,
all from 2000 and
Right, like all from because the affair was going on, I think, most of 2024. So let's
Okay.
say the mistress had pictures from that summer. Was she
Mhm.
reusing them and making it look like they were this summer? Like we don't know.
Okay.
All I know is that Rulla's trying to make it work with Brian. And like I saw him a couple weeks ago and they seem very in love.
So the show airing hasn't like affected
I guess not.
them. Okay, that's good.
Maybe they're not watching it. I try not to watch it sometimes too.
Mm.
So I get
Well, it's
that.
a really good show.
Okay, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
Where do you stand with Joellen these days?
Me and Joellen are fine. I thought we were actually like becoming really good friends until I saw everything she said in the after show and then on the red carpet and then like in her press and then
Can you remind me?
it was a lot of just like I'm just the tackiest person ever and just
How so?
because I like to dress like this. And I like to be
You
cute.
look cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But we're also in LA. We're not in Rhode Island where it's like you have to be a serious girl.
What's
Oh,
the
is
what's
Rhode
the
Island
Rhode
very
Island aesthetic?
serious?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like a little nautical chic. There's also like a lot of leopard print. I
Mm.
don't know. I never walked around thinking like, wow, you're a little too over the top. Like maybe sometimes, but I kind of liked it.
At least my view.
Yeah.
I'm not from Rhode Island, but like it seems like a bit over the top.
No,
No?
I would say it's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Like very just New England. Like some people are
Fair
preppy, some people are, whatever. But even then, I'm like, I don't have a problem with Joellen. If I need to be the butt of her joke, like that's fine. It doesn't make me want to like warm up to her more or like go out to lunch. But
Have you met her mom?
I have met her mom. Her mom goes to the same blow dry place as me, and her mom's
Oh.
actually really nice.
Her mom's
and
really
so is her
nice.
sister. Yeah.
Okay. I was caught off guard by her story about her
Yeah.
mom. It was
I
like
was
it's a tough
too.
watch because usually I'm pretty like, parents are doing their best,
Right.
No,
No, I know.
and then you heard Joellen's story and you're like, Jesus Christ,
Right.
like that's trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I
Um,
think it also explains a lot. Like, she is her number one advocate. She's also very good at sales, which I don't mean that as an
Joellen
insult.
or her mom.
Joellen.
Okay.
But like, she is a very good salesperson. And I think if you've been put in that situation numerous times as like a child / teenager, you have to be able to advocate for yourself.
Yeah, you're a survivor.
Yeah,
She
and so she-
survived some really terrible things.
Right. And like, she does have like, and I'll tell her this to her face, like she's like a dog with a bone. And anytime I say that, she says rough. She knows it's true.
And how do you mean that?
Well, it's like she just can't let it go. Like you don't have to prove it to the point where you're so right that like everyone else is dead. Like you can just be like, I know I'm right and that's cool. But she really, I mean, you're kind of seeing it with Rulla, although she's like being pretty nice about it. But rough.
Rough.
And that's Joellen. Rough.
So before you were a housewife, you were in the news.
Yes.
Were you an anchor?
So everybody on the internet says I only did traffic, and that's not true. I did traffic when I like didn't want to be there anymore. I started as an intern probably so like 2010 to 2023. I was working first in radio, then I moved to news. So for almost 10 years I was a news reporter, like full blown in the field, in the blizzard, at the crime scene, at the shooting, whatever it was, I was doing that. And then after COVID, I wanted to move home. I was in Florida at the time. I wanted to move home. And the Rhode Island station had an opening for a traffic reporter and then a lifestyle show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like such a cushiony job. Like you want me to just stay in studio and like joke about the traffic we don't
Yeah.
really have and then like interview some people in the afternoon. So I did that for a couple of years and then I quit that. And now I kind of just work for Rich's events company. Like I'm one of the DJs on the roster and I just kind of like,
You're a DJ.
I am a DJ. Yeah, just a little bit.
You're
I'm not
entering
like
the
Kyle Cook
Housewives.
or
Meredith
yeah, they've already
Lawrence.
told me there's too many DJs. Well, I'm like not doing it for that reason.
Who's they? The audience?
Everyone, the powers that be. They're like, there's too
Yeah.
many DJs. I'm like, that's okay.
I saw Kyle Cook DJ for the first time.
Is he good?
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard to be a DJ. You
I
do
wouldn't
mostly gay
know. I don't
weddings.
want to diminish the craft.
Yeah. No, it's
But
fun. It's a great job to
The
have.
vibes were vibing.
Yeah. It's very
Um,
easy way to make money.
Mhm.
It's fun. I do mostly gay weddings and like, stuff like that. And now I'm here for Out Loud. That's why I'm in LA and able to do this with you guys.
Oh,
Okay.
for
Because we have Out Loud Music Festival in
Excellent.
June, and I'm gonna DJ the 6th and the 7th, so that'll be fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Are you watching Summer House? Are you
I am
following?
watching Summer House.
What?
Those are the shows I like. I like The Valley, I like Summer House, and I like Southern Charm.
And just what's your general take on everything going
Ooh.
on? Are you following the recent?
So it's crazy to watch just as a viewer. I actually was asking one of the higher ups the other day. I was like, "Did you guys re-edit this? Like once since the news came out?" And they told me no. I don't know if they can be trusted, but I'm like watching everything now, and I'm seeing Amanda's reactions to stuff. And I was like, they have to be re-editing this. Like, there's no way, right? Like, they have to be. And I don't think they are. I think it's actually just what happened. But you see it differently once you realize what's happening now. Like, oh, this was going on then.
Yeah.
Did you see how Sierra outed Jenn Fessler?
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Crazy.
She should have kept it in her group chat.
Yeah.
For Sierra or for Jenn Fessler?
Sierra. I mean, listen, Sierra. Like,
what does she care? Why is she protecting people anymore?
I think she. Listen, if I'm Sierra's friend, I just think she's going to eventually be like, I didn't need to do that. Like, I don't know if it's true or untrue, but like at this point, Sierra already won.
Yeah, that's true.
West, we don't think he is that guy anymore.
Well, did we ever think he was that guy? He was doing this years ago too.
Potato, but for anyone who
was a fan,
over.
You know,
I think overall, everyone knows who's who.
Right.
And
it's very clear. I think the Amanda of it all surprised everyone.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, you know, we literally can't keep up with Sierra's successes right now. I mean, she is every day. It's just she's crushing it, and it's just like you're still giving so much energy to this guy in a way, and now you're kind of bringing in another family. And I don't know what Jenn Fessler and her relation and her husband have going on.
Yeah,
who knows? It's just more like it just seemed a bit unnecessary. And I get it. I've been Sierra. I know where it's coming from. It's
you
just
want to respond
like,
so bad, and it's always better just not to.
What's been like the thing that you most want to respond to like correct fans?
I mean, anytime somebody's like, well, she slept with a higher up, so she deserves all of this stuff. It's like, well, you're going to see the documentation at the reunion that didn't happen. So that I actually hadn't heard that rumor until I watched the show. I had only ever heard about this affair with a basketball coach I had never met. And that was what was screamed at me a lot.
That you had an affair with a basketball coach?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I've never met him. It's been 4 years, not one picture has surfaced. I actually emailed his team probably like 10 times over the course of the summer. And I was like, can you please release a statement saying we've never met? Because I don't know you. And like, it's just, you know.
Where's this coming from?
So when I went on medical leave, it's like 2023, like the spring of 2023, I guess. And keep in mind, I don't know him, so this is just what I've heard and what I've pieced together. I've also not been able to find any of the police reports. I really did a deep dive. But I guess he was having an affair with a student reporter at that college. They get in a car crash. And for whatever reason, it was buried. Nobody ever knew. You know, he's like a pretty big guy in Rhode Island, I guess. Then, of course, the rumors start in Rhode Island, and it started basketball coach, student reporter, car crash. Then I go on medical leave, and I guess because I was gone and there was all these vlogs like, where's Rosie? Where's Rosie?
Oh, they thought you were
It
the
turned
student
into,
reporter.
well, I wasn't a student reporter, but it definitely turned into like basketball coach, reporter, car crash. And then somehow it became basketball coach, traffic reporter. That's why she's gone.
Traffic
Yeah. And
Association.
so I actually thought it was like really funny 4 years ago when I heard about this, or 3 or 4 years. Ago when I heard about it, like who could ever believe that? But people are believing it.
Then you go on Housewives.
Yeah. And now it's screamed at me like every day. But I can promise we've never met, and like I don't.
I'm curious because like I think being on reality TV is hard, and I think fans don't fully appreciate how much all of you give for our entertainment.
Yeah.
But going into being a housewife, what conversations did you have with your husband about like, you know, what you guys were about to embark on? And we've seen, you know, like reality TV has ruined marriages.
Yeah.
It just has. And
that's true.
how do you guys go about making sure it doesn't?
Well, for one, Rich loves the show. Like, Rich is the show's number one fan. He is like on Twitter, like you wouldn't believe, reading everything. He'll like text me and be like, okay, it's like looking better for you. It's like we're at like 70%. And I'm like, Rich, like leave me alone. I'm not going on the internet. He like will text the producers to tell them like this was such a great edit. Like your choice in like minute 28:03, like you did, you know, he's like really into it. He loves all that stuff. So he had never seen any of these shows before. I think we were probably naive in the sense that, you know, I had been on the news for a million years. So other than like the random rumors you'd hear, I mean, there was also a rumor I had an affair with my gay co-host who was 50 years old, who had been gay for 30 years before I joined the show. So
Love
it's like,
is
this
love.
wasn't like an unusual thing. I just kind of didn't think much of it. Like they don't have anything on me.
Yeah.
I knew that. Like I can prove anything that I say. I don't lie as like a general rule of thumb. I might be too brutally honest, but like I'm never gonna just like straight up make stuff up. So we kind of felt good. You know, he had been in radio for a really long time before he opened his events company. So we were like, we've done this before. Like, what is there gonna be? Whatever. He definitely was like, wow, you cry a lot more than like I thought you would. Before the show, he'd see me cry like one time. And then it was like every day I would cry. And he was like, what are we doing here? You know? But we're like great. Like it's never gonna be an issue of like, I would say the home build was like very stressful. We didn't necessarily have any talks beforehand, but we have had to have talks during and after because he's like, you don't understand construction. And like now, like they're saying we're lying about it. We're not. But it's like, well, if I had known they were going to attack me for this, I would have really studied up and I would have known like every inch of like whatever. But I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And so now he's like, if you're asked about this, you say it's 5,000 square feet product. Like, you know, he's like very, so I have to say like certain things about that. And then obviously I would be like, can you hurry up with this? Like I need to be able to reveal this thing so people stop telling me like this or that. But we're like good. You know, we also don't have kids. I don't know if we're going to have kids. That was like kind of an awkward conversation on the show. We did agree to like share our whole lives. So we're just kind of doing that.
Okay.
I'm very interested in you being like coming from news and stuff and
it's
going
so
to
different.
Housewives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like affected the way you like went into it?
Yeah. I went into it with this mindset of like, I will never say anything that I can't prove. Like, I would never say anything on TV that I can't
You're a
prove without it.
journalist.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
ethics. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not the case on these shows. Like, you can say whatever you want, and then it's the other person's job to like panic and figure it out. That was a really hard thing to learn. So, not great, obviously. But I still kind of stand by that. I also like wasn't expecting there to, and this is like so naive, but I wasn't expecting there to be like so much turmoil and so much drama. Like it would say the day we went on the slide was like the best day ever. Me and Ashley had the best time. And
Yeah,
like
that was
everyone else
fun.
hated it. And we were like, woo, finally we're having fun. But yeah, it was super weird, like coming from a news background. And I think I do have a more logical brain that tends to get me in trouble here. And there was just a lot of stuff. And there was a lot of stuff that's like, it's not said, but you're supposed to understand it. And like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the unspoken rules of certain things. So I had to kind of learn that too. And that was hard. Yeah.
Have you felt more compelled to buy into like, you know, we see it on the Valley, you know, like this most recent episode, like Janet is out there like, you know, the Notes app thing where you're just like, you're looking for shit on your peers. And
I mean,
it's
there's
just,
definitely people doing that. You know, I mean, I think it's pretty funny, and maybe this is just projection again, but even this whole story of like, there was a Notes app and like I was digging for dirt and whatever. Well, don't you think after weeks of being screamed at, if I really had anything juicy, I would have exposed them? Like the reality is every time I went to an event, I was attacked for something. So were they the ones with the Notes app? Like I can promise you they've never been in my phone, so they wouldn't know. But it is kind of like projection again, where it's like, oh, you're the victim, of course. Like I had the Notes app. I was the one with all the dirt. But every time it was like, she's having an affair with this person. She's having an affair with this person. This is a lie. She's a lie. Her husband is gay. Like, you name it, it was thrown at me. So was it the other way around? Like, were you guys the ones with the Notes app? Like, I don't know.
despite all the drama, well, also congratulations. You guys were announced
oh yeah, like
season
an hour
2.
ago. Isn't
Yeah.
that
Picked
crazy?
up, so
Thank you. It would be weird if they didn't.
it would be
Yeah,
super
it
weird.
would be
Right.
crazy.
But
'cause
are
it's
you?
awesome.
Can we? Are you? You will be part of
I
season
don't
2?
know. Yeah. Like, I really don't know. I think we'll go to the reunion and we'll figure it out. We're filming it pretty soon. And like,
Are you excited, or do you feel like you have a lot to come in and say to defend yourself? Like, what is your energy going into the reunion?
I feel very comfortable going in because, I mean, look, I can be like sassy with the best of them and I'll say like snarky things, whatever. But I've never accused someone of anything that I can't prove 100%. Even like sitting here today, I could prove any of the stuff that I've said. Whereas they can't prove any of the stuff they've said about me, and I have the documentation to back it up. So I'll just bring my receipts to the reunion. I have had to learn through this process that like I can't keep waiting for their approval or understanding, because I'm going to bring everything and they're going to still tell me that I'm a liar and a loser and like whatever else. So I just have to kind of do it for myself and be like, okay, well, I've said my piece now and it's cool that you still hate me. Like that's fine.
Who do you feel hates you in this group?
Kelsey definitely hates me. At this point, I don't even try with her. Like when we go to group things, I don't say hi. Like it's not worth it. Like I go up and I get like a face of disgust, and it's just kind of like, okay, how many times am I supposed to do this? Where you keep going up and saying hi and it's like rude. So I don't even go up and say hi anymore, and she doesn't come over to me. I was with Liz a couple weeks ago for Fenway, and it was like I tried to give her a hug, and it was like a corpse body. And then it was like these weird noises, like she was dying, you know, and like we had to stand next to each other for a picture. And it was like, I don't want to sit here. Like it was like this whole thing about like, I don't want to be. And it's like, okay, but like I get it. You're best friends with Kelsey. She is your best friend on the show. So, all right. I don't think Joellen hates me. I mean, she was actually pretty nice about me on Watch What Happens Live last night from what I saw. But she also does have loyalty to these two other people. Luckily for me and Alicia are very good friends. We talk every day. Me and Ashley are very good friends. We talk every day almost. And I've actually formed somewhat of a friendship with Rulla. I really like her. I feel really bad for her, you know? So I do have friends.
Actually. I mean,
yeah,
feel
like I do
you're-
have friends. It's hard though because other than Ashley sticking up for me, like later in the season, it was a lot of just like me versus these three girls. And they'll always have each other's back. And I'm just kind of left there to be like, all right. And that's why in the beginning, you just kept seeing me kind of back down because it was very confusing. I had never gotten the memo of the things that we were pretending about or that they were helping to cover up. And then I was like, oh, like everybody's like just kind of upset. Like it was very weird. So,
Well, I hope that you stick around. And I also feel like to whatever you feel like this season didn't go the way you wanted or expected, this franchise does a great job of mixing it up.
yeah. We'll
And
see. They're always casting. They tell us all of it.
well, you know, like
Yeah.
for example, Beverly Hills Housewives, we were just talking about like, you know, Bose was like Team Dorit,
Right.
you know, and maybe in less Team Dorit now, and I wouldn't be shocked if Bose is not Team Dorit
Oh, really?
next season. Well, so
Yeah.
like sometimes, you know, like
Things change.
things change. Sometimes they say
Yeah.
things that gets really hard to back up, you know.
Well,
and
I mean,
some-
it was just a couple weeks ago at the red carpet that Joellen and Kelsey were laughing and saying how they tried to break me all summer, as if this was like so funny. Like, yeah, we tried to break her, like, haha, which is a really weird thing to say about someone, but like on par for, you know, what I experienced. At least they're confirming that they did try to do that. But now it's kind of shifted to Kelsey still doing that, but Joellen kind of being more neutral. And I hope me and Joellen can be friends because we were becoming friends over the fall and I thought we were fine. But I think, you know,
Would you expect or need an apology from Joellen to move forward?
no, I have accepted that like she thinks it's really funny to just have these jabs. And a lot of them are really funny. Most of them are at my expense, which is like not ideal. But I jab at other people too. Like don't get me started about the sugar baby jokes I can make, you know,
Oh,
like
hell
it's
yeah.
so
I think
it's
that's what
okay.
you just have to do with Joellen, though. Is
Yeah.
probably just like jab her back.
I know. I don't really think that's my thing. Like
No?
I'm trying to make like genuine friendships.
Yeah, fair enough.
do you have a
so-
good sugar baby joke you want to share?
I
Yeah,
have so many.
if you want to
But it
just
would have
like,
to be like in the moment. I'm not like a comedian like that. If like something was happening, I'd be like, bing, you know?
Yeah.
But there's plenty we could do. But yeah, like we'll see. Like I think it's gonna be great. They always tell us they're casting, I think, probably to scare us, which is like it is scary when they say that. But I'm just gonna go into the reunion and see what happens. And if I don't want to come back, then I won't. I'll go back to my nice life.
You
live
seem
your
to
life,
have
do
a
your
pretty
thing.
good, you know, attitude about it.
Yeah,
as
I have
they
a lot
say.
of therapy.
Okay. Well,
You need it here.
I've
you know?
loved you on it. I think
Thank you.
again, I think the whole cast is great.
Have you
and-
guys seen episode 8 yet?
No.
Mm-mm.
You're gonna love me after episode 8.
Well, that's
Okay.
good.
Is that
Allegedly.
sarcasm?
No, I think you might actually like.
You
I'm
ate?
being told it's very good.
Hell yeah.
So far, it's just a lot of talking about you, and we
Mhm.
see moments of you, but we
Yeah.
really, I don't think we've really, like now, just sitting
Yeah.
here with you on this couch, there's obviously like a lot more to you.
Yeah.
And like you said, the way maybe you present or the way you talk in snippets, it's very easy to paint a picture in your head about anyone.
Right, of course.
You know,
and I
and
love
so-
to use my little Valley Girl voice, and I love to be silly.
Are you from the Valley?
No, I'm from Massachusetts. I
Real
just
Housewives of
want to
Rhode
be from the
Island.
Valley.
But you have your news anchor voice.
Right. Well, that's
Mm-hmm.
a very different voice. I was like very deep and serious. And I
Yeah.
almost think that sometimes I've like reverted back because now that I'm not doing that, I'm like, I can be fun and I can be silly. And maybe I take it too far sometimes. I don't know.
Mhm. What would be a read that you could give a housewife in a news anchor voice?
If you had a teleprompter here, I would do it like all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you kind of saw it, right? Wasn't I doing it at the Studio 54 party?
You were a bit.
Reporting live. Like, that was
Mhm.
crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Well.
funny.
Well, Rosie, it's been so much fun.
Thank
getting
you
to
so
know
much.
And
This was
is there
great.
anything we didn't get to ask you, or you want to put out there, or anything you want to discuss?
I don't think so. I think we
Okay.
covered it. You know what? I'll leave here and be like,
Okay. Well, you can always come back.
yeah.
You're
I
welcome
would love to
back
come
anytime.
back.
We really enjoy you and the cast. It's been fun to get to know you.
Thank you.
Come back anytime.
I will.
You're a friend of the show. Anything you want to promote?
Well, I do want to promote the Out Loud Music Festival in
Okay.
June. It's in West Hollywood. They still have tickets available. It's going to be such a great Pride weekend. Highly
And you'll be
recommend.
DJing.
I'll be DJing. And Countess Luann will be there. Lots of people.
Wow.
Pussycat Dolls, Avril Lavigne. Or no, wait, Ashley Simpson. My bad. I take that back.
Rosie, it's been so much fun.
Thank you. This
Come
was
back.
great.
Thank you to our guest Rosie and all of you for listening. We will see you back on Thursday, so we will see you then. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.